Y'all, welcome to Game Day here at Heavy Cardboard. I am your host for your solo stream today, Edward.
I'm Ken, just hanging out.
Yeah, so, okay. In the past, what we've been doing, when I do solos, it's just me, right? Yeah. But then James and I kind of did this little tag team thing that started with Mr. President, and then it went on to other games, and I was like, you know, it's spring break.
Spring break for me. I haven't played this game before, so I'm curious.
And I figure the bouncing ideas in this way, I actually have somebody in the room. It just makes it more interesting for y'all, the viewer.
I can help run the bot a little bit. And
I'm all for that. That's a win all the way around.
Yeah.
So obviously today we got Galactic Cruise, the solo stream. Galactic Cruise currently on Kickstarter. When the video's done, check the link below if you are so inclined. If this motivates you to go check it out, then do so. Galactic Cruise, designed by TK King, Dennis Northcutt, Colton Thompson, published by Kinson Key Games. And like I said, they're killing it. It's
currently you're number one on BGG hotness.
Yeah, like $500,000
on the Kickstarter.
They're doing all right.
And I get it. This is a pretty sexy production.
It really is. It looks good, doesn't it? I know. Like, if you told me this was a production copy and not a prototype, I'd be like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll buy that. That said, all normal caveats, because it is a prototype. Rules, graphics, mechanisms, all of that.
Subject to change.
All subject to change, as is normal. Yeah, so it's kind of, Colton, it's kind of like a two-player co-op. How do we beat Rachel? That's kind of how we're doing it, all right? There you go, all right?
Yeah.
Now, how I'm going to teach this is the way I normally teach solo games, to try and get us into the game a little bit quicker, because normally I'm here in a room by myself talking to myself. That's not really entertaining for y'all. It's one thing when I'm teaching the other people at the table. But with the solo, what I do is I've already taught the full game, and there's a number of other multiplayer playthroughs. So I'm not going to teach the whole game in that regard. What I am going to do is give an overview of how the game in general works, and then from there, talk about how to run the bot, basically as a general rule, but very basic. And then we'll go into the details as her actions
that makes sense.
Take place. It flows better and it makes more sense. All right. Carla says, to be honest, this is how I play all my solo games, is kind of tag team.
Yeah.
I mean, really, a solo is it's a co-op in a sense.
It can be for sure. Yeah.
So, all right. So that said, Jacob brings up a really good point.
Is there a hidden trader mechanic in this co-op? We don't know. We'll find out.
All right. So it should be a good time. Needless to say. All right. So this is what you're looking at. This is the main. So this is the game set up for 2 players. Okay, which is what the solo game is set up as. Okay, so what is it you're looking at? Let's break out the handy dandy little pointer. Victory point track around the outside. Handy. Victory point track around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. Then there are 6, but really 12. There are 12 actions that we're going to be able to take throughout the game. However, there are 6 worker placement spots, in a sense, that only one worker can occupy them at any given time. That said, if you're familiar with games like The Gallerist and stuff where there's bumping out, that is the case here. Just because someone's there doesn't mean you can't go there. You can bump out other players' workers. So then you have the reputation track down here. You have the company goals, as well as the cubes over here are going to be the timer for the game. We have our end game, end of game, not in game, but end of game track right there. We have the agenda cards, as well as the agenda display and the agenda discards. Now, interestingly enough, the discards have a spot on the board, but not the draw pile. And the reason is because this is actually a card that you can acquire as well as the display cards. All right. Then we have spots for developments. I'm going to use that developments, gears, and cogs. That's going to all be interchangeable, those terms, because they look like cogs/gears.
Yeah.
So these are kind of links between action spots. So if you go to this spot, you have an option, if you have a gear here, of taking any of those actions, etc. Then as well over here, there are special rule breakers that are up here that were randomly chosen to go up there, and there are 4 in any given game. We have blueprints. These are the segments that will be built into the shuttles when they launch into space. There are additional shuttles that we're going to be acquiring as well. So these blueprints, when they're on their, wait for it, blue side, they are blueprints. They will end up over here. When they get built into the shuttle, they'll flip over onto their brown side and they become segments into the shuttle. Now, Rachel, the bot, she cheats. She doesn't actually ever build or acquire them. She just straight builds them. Yeah. We can do so as well, but we have an additional cost whenever we do that as well. And then finally, we have the marketing board over here. And the nice thing about this marketing board, I'll show you guys, you see how that is a separate physical separate board. So depending on your table space and so on and so forth,
set it up over there.
Go over there, do it sideways, wherever you need. And I set it up differently because honestly, that way, if you all see at a glance, oh, that's at a different place. I must be watching a different playthrough than the multiplayer. So up here, we have whenever we reach destinations in space, depending on the color of the tourists that are in our shuttles, you will get some kind of bonus. Then we have our Disney vacation guide, folks. So you call in, hey, I would like to book my Disney vacation, a.k.a. my Galactic Cruise trip into space. That's what
help you get the princess brunches and whatnot.
100%. See, you get this.
I do.
Oh boy, that's expensive. I imagine this is probably comparable.
We are past the age when she would want to do something like that, but I do have a daughter, and we certainly did that once.
Yep. Yeah.
It was fun. It was
so we have the different cruises that we're actually going to be able to book. For our various ships. Then we have the tourists that are we're going to book, or that are technically booking that specific cruise for that different activities in space there. All right. Then we have our player area. Now, our player areas are almost set up the same. We have mine/ours. Ours meaning me and Ken, but also y'all at home, because this is a team game.
Team
now,
Edward.
We are team heavy cardboard and not team Rachel, unless you're one of those people. Rachel is the bot. She is the niece of the former CEO. Okay. And she's come back from being
is she like in the rule book as well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. She's like explaining stuff to you in the rule book.
So she I said they are set up almost identically. The reason the couple of differences, you'll notice she doesn't have the resource markers because she's not going to acquire resources, okay? Only her cogs are going to go out, her workers. She's going to work mostly similar to how we play the game, but obviously with some differences. She has her deck of 12 cards as well as a little reminder card here. Normally her workers would be there, but I'm using the little bonus card as a visual cue. In addition to that, our company goals that we're trying to achieve are different from her company goals. Her company goals are whenever she builds her 6th cog right here, as well as whenever she launches her 2nd ship. And this is, I believe it's her 6th segment built into the ships. Okay. She's going to get these
so she shares one that we also have.
It just so happens.
By chance.
Correct. Yeah, right. Because that was randomly chosen again. All right. So that's everything pretty much that y'all are looking at. Then there's, advertising. Then there's some cash as well. And we have our cubes. I'm going to set these aside so I don't accidentally grab them. There is the agenda deck. And then there are the extra tourists, as well as the extra ships and stuff off camera. We have the player aids, and then we also have the rules that you and I both have a copy for the solo. All right? Does Rachel have the same goals every game? I believe she does. Okay. Now, again, with the caveat, prototype, Things are in development, yada, yada, yada. Pause while we take some tea, shall we?
It's tasty.
All right. So with that said, the game takes place over an indeterminate number of rounds, and every turn will start with phase 1 or step 1, step 2, and then maybe step 3. Okay. Now, my expert worker actually lives right here until I claim them, or when I acquire them. When I acquire them, they'll go there. But because of the placement and cameras and the way that works, I'm just going to lay that there and try and, during the teach at least, in the overview, so that y'all can see everything clearly. Now, when we launch ships into space, depending on which spot we advance to, we're going to do one of these things. And I just realized, maybe, there you go. Why don't we give you one of those so you can look at it as well. Okay. So that is when you have a ship in space, do those things. But the meat of the game is right here, which is in step 2. You're going to do one of 3 things on your turn. And again, Rachel kind of breaks some of these rules, but I digress. You're going to place a worker out on the board, and then you're going to take 2 of the available actions. Those 2 actions can be, if I were to go into this location, I could do this twice, I could do this once and this once, and then if there are some cogs that are out adjacent to this, so let's say I had a cog there and I had a cog there, I could do any of these 6 actions that I wish to do once or twice respectively, depending on what it is.
Yep.
Okay? All right. If the neutral, which are the dark gray ones, are out there, or neutral, quote unquote, the green stuff, the green player, which is a NPC in this case, if those are out there, you have to pay some amount of money to the game. If Rachel's are out there, I have to pay that money to her normally. Okay. All right. But she doesn't. I was going to say, I pay it to her, but it actually just goes
ends up being the same thing.
Yeah, right. Because she doesn't get the normal resources. Normal resources being food, oxygen, fuel, money, and advertisements. Okay. All right. So place your worker out there, take 2 actions. Cool. If you, in lieu of that, you could launch a ship using one of your available workers. And then finally, the third option is if you have no available workers here, either they're all out here or they're already all piloting ships in space, then you have to call a meeting. Calling a meeting is Concordia-esque in that, hey, I'm going to call my workers back, and that's going to be most of my turn, but not entirely. You're going to get an income bonus for every worker that you recall or call a meeting, aka recall. And then you'll notice you may take any one action that is adjacent to one of your cogs.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Finally, after you have done 2 actions or launched a ship or recalled a worker and done a second action, if you have met one of the company goals, and in our game, these are our company goals. If we have met multiple of these, I only can claim 1 per turn. But in a 2-player game, or aka solo game with the bot, it starts in the middle spot, have my 6th cog out there, have sets of activities for
so like 2 relaxation, 2 adventure, and 2 family.
Exactly. Segments built into my ships, our ships. And this is have launched and put out our bonuses into the various areas, which happens while we're in space.
Okay. So you upgrade these areas.
There you go. Exactly. Which you have to score more points. You have to do at least 2. Depending, if I do this first, then interestingly enough, I don't know that we impact.
She doesn't impact you.
She doesn't. She impacts me in that that will bump up to 7 and make that harder, but mine don't impact her because she's the former CEO's niece.
But she's not trying to do that middle.
No,
right?
but these correspond to her 3 different her 3 different bonuses that are out there. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So that is kind of the overview. Again, indeterminate number of rounds. phase 1, phase 2, or step 1, step 2, step 3, do mine, and then she goes. We go, she goes, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
We do that until when there are 3 cubes added here. Cubes get added whenever company goals are met. Again, these are a little bit different with us and the bot. So those will get removed up to here. In addition, every time somebody launches a ship,
you place
a cube.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look at this, and these scale based on the number of players, so this being a quote-unquote 2-player game, me and the bot again, there's only 10 cubes. So imagine if we both reach our goals, that's 6. That means within 4 launches, like the game doesn't go extraordinarily long.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. And there are ways to make it shorter or longer, etc. Okay. But after each of these is filled, we're going to have an annual meeting, and then we're going. Basically, it's an interim kind of minor scoring, and then we're going to do it again, and then finally, after the third one is full, we are going to take 1 turn each. Then we are going to travel in space if we have any of our ships in space once each, and then finally we will go into a final scoring here, and whoever has the most points wins, us or Rachel. All right, so we take our turn as normal. We are the first player. Rachel is going to take her turn by flipping over one of these cards, doing the stuff on the cards. Okay, now, with that said, let me go ahead. There's a little bit of setup still need to be done here with Rachel's stuff. Also, just some nomenclature with her cards. So I will shuffle these up, but I just wanted to show this. Her cards show where you're going to place the worker. Okay. And then this is the number codes. There's a hierarchy. The first time you use it, use this one. If you can't, for whatever reason, use that one, use that one. Because sometimes there's only 4 of a thing or whatever. So you use that or that. And then it starts here for placing cogs and developments and such. Otherwise, it's top to bottom. So blueprints, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it cycles through, meaning you always take the next one in the line. Whereas there's only 4 ship pieces, so we wouldn't use the first number, we would use the second one, and it would be there. Same with these, same with cards, so on and so forth. Okay, so it's basically your standard bot, hey, let's do stuff.
Yep.
Okay, now part of the setup here is Rachel is going to place her first cog out there at the beginning of the game, and this actually goes in reverse player order. She's the second player. She
gets to go first.
So we'll shuffle these up. And here, I'm going to show just an idea of what these look like. The cards are a little thin. Again, prototype. So these, I'm sure, given the component quality of everything else. So,
they'll be fancier.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Yep. All right. All right. Oops. All right. There we go. Good enough. There. We'll call that good. All right. So her first cog is going to go onto space 5. Starts here, and then clockwise from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cannot. So therefore, we'll look at the second number. 1, 2. So it will go there, and everybody is going to get, let's try this again. She gets a reputation, which I believe the reputation then, because she's going second, so she will go there.
Yeah,
all right. Now,
that's right.
Our choice, take any of these. Now, thoughts that go into this. Everything, to launch a ship into space, you need all the resources, obviously, right? However, if you notice, at the top of the board up there, there is all launches require 1 fewer fuel. All launches require 1 fewer oxygen.
So those might be easier.
Might be easier. So therefore,
food might be more.
Yeah. So I think we'll take our food one out there.
And so, it seems like the way the game is tuned.
Yeah.
Fuel is naturally the most valuable.
Yeah, because you need, and that is a scalable thing.
Yeah.
Like it is. Food and oxygen is based on number of passengers / segments.
Yeah.
So yes.
But the way they balance it is the other ones make the expert worker cheaper.
Exactly.
So that probably is it's probably roughly a wash.
Right.
And since these are both out, you might as well take the food.
There you go. That's exactly
I see it.
So now the question, you cannot go where there are already set up, and bring that tile over. So this is one of those. Here, I'll show you all that a little bit better. There we go. This is one of these, and this was randomly not put out there. So you flip it over, and for setup, it shows where the game's cogs are. So we got one there, and then one up there. Okay. So
I think this is a really nice touch.
Yeah.
To make these functional on both sides.
Agreed.
That's clever.
Yeah.
I like that.
Agreed. So now I cannot go anywhere there are already cogs at the beginning of the game. Okay.
Yeah.
So looking at this, available actions, like you need to do everything in this game.
You want the extra. Wait, did you say you can go here, right?
No, not at the beginning. Not at the beginning of the game.
Okay. All right.
So
you're going to get a reputation no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yep.
So, I mean, getting expert worker early doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Honestly, getting blueprints and getting cards, that seems like a pretty awesome idea. So we'll go ahead and go there to start. Okay? All right. I don't know, James. We'll have to see if what Mission Control has. We will see if Mission Control has that set up. Hashtag, we'll see. All right. So with that said, then there is one more little bit of setup. I gave you the rule book, didn't I? Or rule book, Ken?
The solo rules?
No.
The big boy.
Yeah, the big book.
Yeah,
there we
gotcha.
go. Just finish 4 setup. Okay. So, in clockwise order, starting with the first player, you set your rep at 0 or 1, but you're going to place a development, and then take a blueprint tile. This is in reverse order. Now Rachel, for hers, let me get that.
Is she going to still use the numbers?
Let's see. She discards a blueprint number based on numbers. So 5. Gone. That's out of the game. All right, technically, we'll go to the bottom of the stack. Yep. We're never going to make it through both stacks. So whatever.
Sure.
So now, with that said, we get to choose a blueprint to choose.
And
now,
it doesn't shuffle.
Normally, yes, but not at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
All right? Now, what things I'm thinking about here with this is exactly, you look at those up there. What do we want? Points are always good. All of those are good. Follow your heart. Do you feel strongly? Because I'll be honest, just from a thematic standpoint, tea room in a distillery, and I also play cards. So
you're not as excited about
I'm not as excited about
it. It also seems like early game points are less important.
Let's get an engine going.
Yeah. So, and I mean, my instinct is that reputation is probably a little more valuable than money.
Sure, let's go with it.
They're both important. So you're going to take the casino?
The casino it is. All right. So we will take the casino. You can have 5 of these at any given time over there. Cool. Now these will slide in Griefhill. By the way, if you are unfamiliar with the channel, Griefhill, it's from a misprint in 2013 version of Wildcatters. And it just kind of stuck, and it became a heavy cardboardism.
Would you like relaxation or family?
Yeah. No, that's it. It's only one. We get to take.
I'm saying,
one.
But like for next time, those are your options.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's a good thing we took the adventure one, because that's the only one that's out there. Yeah. Okay. So now the last thing that we need to do is get our starting stuff, and I'm doing this intentionally as part of the stream. So if you take a look, my stuff, now that I'm done teaching, kind of, I will go there. So if you don't launch it, it's worth -5 points at the end of the game. But every player starts with 10 galactic space bucks, aka $5 or $10. So what is that? There's 5, there's 10. Then going to start with 2 advertising, because let's face it, media is important. Isn't it, Kinson Key? No, I'm just messing. And I'm going to start with an agenda card. Now, not from the display. Shuffle them up, and then make it happen. All right. So, she isn't going to cheat more than your average bear. So with that said, I'm going to actually And as I have room. Okay,
fair enough.
Because her cards are going to come out here. I'm going to have more ships, the whole 9 yards. But it's a bulk transaction. So I'll show you all this as well. So here you go. You can see that. Instead of choosing from the listed options, when you go to that location, and again, we'll talk about the locations when we go out there. Instead of doing that, you can refill one resource in your personal supply to its max capacity for free, or pay $1 and refill 2 to their max. Oh my. I don't know that I've seen that card.
Sounds like one you might want to hang on to for a little while.
Yeah.
And then top things off.
Yeah. You know,
sounds like it might make launching a ship a little easier.
Yeah, boy, does it.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, the game begins. The only other thing I did not talk about is in the 2-player game, and I will show y'all. There it is. Woo. All right. In the 2-player game, y'all can kind of see them up there, are neutral players, okay? These are their expert workers. Those just become stronger as far as they simulate a 3rd player in here, or we did our 3-player stream, a 4th player out there. 3 cogs will go out there, and one of their regular workers will become an expert worker. So I put them here as yes, look, it's printed there, but also the visual reminder to do that. And they actually started out there as well. So with that said, phase 1, if you will, move ships that are in space.
Nothing.
I have none in space. So we could launch. We can't launch.
Do you move only your own ships that are in space?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like you're moving everybody's ships in space, because that would make the trips go faster.
Oh, yeah. No, at the beginning of your turn, you're doing this. Okay. So like at the beginning of Rachel, she has in space. She doesn't have hands, so we have to move hers.
Fair.
You get the idea.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. So we can't launch. We're not going to recall because our workers are already here. So obviously we're going to place a worker. All right. So now placing out here, if we displace the bot, now I realize I will try and call the bot Rachel, and that being the NPC or the bot. Okay. If we displace that one, it will just go to the next spot.
So it's really no big deal to do it.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you displace Rachel's or she displaces ours, they come back and we get an income. An income is a small little, just a little taste, taste. Like 1 resource, 1 point, 1 advertising, $1, right?
Yep.
So now, again, if we were not on camera, we would stand these up because it looks better 3D, but because camera, we're going to go ahead and lay them down. Okay. So with that said, let's think this through. Scheduling a cruise, probably not a bad idea to start. Okay. Getting resources also. Getting a second ship, we probably don't need to do. By the way, now that we have our starting stuff, the bottom part of the ship will flip over. And same with Rachel, but she doesn't get those things, so she
might as well
doesn't
just flip
care.
it over.
So we'll just go like that.
So is there any advantage? Do we know what she's going to do well enough to try to set ourselves up to get bumped?
No.
Okay.
I do not.
All right.
So I know
so that doesn't need to be part of your thought process.
Not yet. As the game progresses, yes, but not right now.
Okay.
Yep. So now it's just a matter of
what do you want?
What should we be doing?
Okay. And so we're not even really thinking about these guys because for all intents and purposes, they're not there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So for our game right now, we have access to those 4 actions if we're there or there. Getting blueprints, which we need. You need a minimum of 2 blueprints in a ship, or, well, they turn into segments, but you get the idea. You need a minimum of 2 to be able to launch, so getting more blueprints. However, whenever you build blueprints, you may build from any of your 5 that you may have. In addition to that, you may build these without acquiring them first, but you're going to pay extra to do it, be it cash as well as reputation. So getting more of those, plus agenda cards, all of them are overpowered, which means none of them are, but they're all awesome. Now, with that said, with the worker you play to take a free action, you know what? Here, let me make this choice easy.
Right.
We're going to go there.
And it does seem like that does give you a little bit more chance to get bumped.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, because if you went here and she went here, this one would have bumped you.
Right, but now if
now
she
it gives
goes
you
there,
two chances,
it's 2 out
right?
of 6, right?
Okay.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so it seems like better to do it that way.
That is a definitively better spot to go than
there.
That because of that reason.
Okay,
exactly.
All right.
Okay, all right. So with that said, we can take any of these 4 actions that we wish. So now is when I'll talk about what the options are. So placing a cog out there. Placing a cog gives us more options, obviously, right? As well as we could place them up top, which are going to be rule breakers. If you're going to do that, doing the rule breaker stuff early makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, and here, to briefly go over those, we already have less oxygen, less fuel, both awesome. All workers, or I'm sorry, all passengers or tourists, if you will, visitors, whatever, cost 1 fewer marketing when adding them to a cruise or shuttle. If they come from here, it's 1, there it's 2, there it's 3. Almost always it's going to be from here, just the way the game works, and that
which means that often they'll be free.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not
which
bad.
Means you can almost ignore advertising.
Yeah. Well, except for when you're in space, the places you stop you're going to want them to be able to score.
Gotcha. So
then this one is whenever you gain at least 1 income again whenever you retrieve workers. In addition, the expert, this was again randomly placed out here. Whenever an expert worker would displace any worker, whether it's a regular or expert, they get an income as if they had brought them back. That's awesome.
The expert does.
Yes. So
not the bumpy, but the bumper.
To note, that only applies to yellow today. It does not apply to green, and Rachel does not get that bonus.
She has a different expert thing she does, yeah.
The cool thing about this, coupled with that, means every time you get an income, you also gain a bonus adjacent to your reputation.
Which is close to being a double income, right? Because a lot of your incomes are just
money or resources.
Yeah.
So those again, if you can get an expert out early, but they're expensive, that's the only downside. Okay. So placing a cog, though, on one of those, awesome. Here just gives you more options and makes it those options cheaper. Yeah, i.e.
So you want both.
Yes, of course you do. So agenda cards, take 2. They're all awesome. We're taking one of those and probably taking 2 blueprints. They're free when you take them. You only pay for them when you build them.
And this lets you take 2 at once.
Yes.
I see.
Okay. And this is to advertise to a cruise that's already been scheduled. Well, if we're not scheduling a cruise, then that option is moot. We're not taking that. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the agenda cards. The agenda cards here, the top one says pay 2 resources or 2 money when building a cog instead of the listed cost. Any resources paid must match the cog type as usual. Meaning if I'm moving a fuel cog, I got to pay in fuel or money. That is just awesome. That's 2 instead of 5.
Saves you a ton of money.
Yeah, and resources. So likely taking that card. Critical thinker. On your turn, draw the top 4 cards of the agenda deck. These are agenda cards. Choose one of the cards to add to your hand. Gain the resource printed on the card. So notice all these cards have some resource on them, whether it's food, oxygen, or fuel. Return the remaining 3 cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. It's fine.
It sort of lets you get another look at other agenda cards.
But they're buried.
And 1 bonus resource.
Right. So, it's fine.
The one you don't take, the one you don't discard isn't buried. Like, you get that one.
Yeah.
Right?
So, you get to see it.
Sort of juices another one up, so.
Productive meeting. Whenever you call a meeting, in other words, recall your workers, get 3 additional income.
Right. It's not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Trade union. With the worker you place this turn, take a free action from one of the adjacent as long as there are at least 2 cogs connecting you to it. 2 cogs, meaning I went here. If there were 2 cogs here, then I could do so.
So you have to wait a little while until there are more cogs on the board.
Right.
But it gives you a 3rd instead of 2 actions.
Yep. Do not pay the other players. The cost for that
can be
2 per cog that isn't yours there. Because if yours is there, it's free. It's 2, depending on where your marker is. 1 eventually gets down to free. All right, getting back to this. And it does not count as one of your actions. So it gives you a third action. That is really good. So with that said,
top one and bottom one?
I think so. So obviously we can't do it right now, but that seems really good. So
and so card. Thinking about it from her perspective a little bit too, like, so the only one of these that she cares about is this one.
Yeah, because she gets reputation.
She doesn't get advertising or resources or money.
Exactly.
So this does allow her, if she refills this, to get a rep, but
it's too good a card to leave.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
and important note, this, you do not refill those. The reason being,
here.
Exactly, that action is there.
Yeah.
Everything else refills immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, so blueprints, ships, and tours.
Yep.
However, I'm probably going to forget that, but hey, that's where you and Ken come in. All right.
You gonna spend that connections immediately.
All right.
Go ahead and take the cog action.
So that was one, and now, I think we do.
Yeah.
I think we go ahead and use that card. Now, should point out, I'll go ahead and bring it over to mine. So here, this, if it shows anything in the top right corner, it's with that specific associated action. Okay. So this one is that action. This one is not.
Right.
So this is, but again, it gives context.
Yeah, you can understand when you would use it. Yeah.
Now, you, at any point, in lieu of using the card, you can discard it for the resource. Like for, I need an extra food for launch or whatever, you can do that. But as it is, pay 2. We're just going to go ahead and pay 2 cash.
Yep.
And we're going to go ahead and throw a cog out. Now, the question is, what cog? I mean, that one costs... The cost is in cash and prizes. So cash and resources, 5, 6, and 7 respectively. Now, to hire this expert worker, it is $2 for every worker for every development / cog, whatever.
So right now it's 10.
It is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in those 2 rows.
Yeah.
Okay. This expert is $3 for every one of these that is still there. Currently $12. So I could make a case for
the food one.
That one because
it's the most expensive. Yeah.
And fuel because I feel like that just feels like the most useful one.
So another way to think about it would be, do you think you're going to take the cog action again before you launch your first shuttle?
Possibly. Not for sure, but possibly.
If you do, then you can take the fuel one then.
Fair point.
Right.
And then take the food one now.
And just save yourself the most money.
You know what? I like the way you think.
Yeah.
All right. So any resources paid must match, but we just paid $2 when building this instead. All right. So that goes to the discard. Important note. Let's say I had that, or the card I had already.
Yeah.
I chose to discard it for the food. And then I take that action. I can't immediately get that card back.
Okay.
But if it's on another turn, or Rachel had played a card, discarded a card, or another player, whatever,
then you could take it.
Then I could take it. And the cost to do so is an influence.
Just one reputation.
Reputation, not influence.
And is it only the top card?
Yes, only. Okay. You don't get to go digging in the deck. And I think that's smart because it's going to save time in gameplay.
Yeah, it just doesn't AP you.
Okay. Man, a
lot of candy.
It really is. So
you want that one eventually, probably.
100%. I also really like that one.
Yep. And then both of those, I mean, I don't know that this one is super exciting.
Right.
But that one seems like it's probably good because building shuttles.
Sure. But
important.
Realistically, we're probably only going to do that twice throughout the game because you're limited 3 shuttles, 3 segments each, unless you get this, which allows you a 4th shuttle, 4 segments each. Game's not going to be long enough for that, I don't think.
Right. And obviously you're doing this at least once because you got that cool card.
Right.
But you probably want to do it as little as possible.
Agreed. The other argument I could make for putting it there is because of this. It requires 2 there.
And so then you can
get a third action.
Oh, you could do it now.
I could play this card With the worker you place this turn, take a free action from an adjacent location as long as there are at least 2 cogs there, which means we could schedule a ship, schedule a cruise. And I'm not saying that's what we should do. I'm just
it's a possibility.
There you go.
I gotcha. Right? Okay. And you would basically never put a second one of your
You're not allowed. You're not.
Yeah.
So
there's no reason to do
Correct.
that. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I like the idea of that. I like the idea of that. And I like the idea of that more than that because it's going to also get us the influence.
Mm-hmm.
So those are great. And doing that early.
Right. Because you could get bumped as early as right now.
Correct.
So again, like the next time you take a cog, you could do the other one.
Yeah, that's true.
And so this one's the most urgent.
Agreed. There we go. Look at us thinking our way through. And by us, I mean Ken. So there we go. We got our influence now. We just need to remember that we get that.
Yeah.
Now, to be clear, that was 2 actions. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was just thinking that by playing the card, but no, because it's the cog action, we actually took that and that by going there because we have that. That's the end of our turn.
Okay.
Now, the third thing that we can do is, or step 3 is, do we reach any of the goals? Have we placed 6 cogs? Let me check. 2. No. Okay,
getting there.
We're done. Okay. And now, Rachel. So now, on Rachel's turn, if she has a cruise in space, she does stuff she clearly does not.
Mm-hmm.
And so the second thing is, if she has available workers, she does. She is going to flip the top card of her deck. So we will put that right there.
And so now you're using the exposed numbers?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, where to place the worker and the actions.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to step through this slowly for the first time that we go through this. Okay, so we've revealed the top card, place one of her workers onto the main board, and the location is determined by that. So she has a worker. She is actually going to go right there. Now, I would like to point out, it is coincidental that that action coincides with what's on her card.
Okay.
Because obviously these could have been in different order. Mm-hmm. It just so happened to be that way because y'all saw me somewhat shuffle those. All right. So if she was already there, she would have gone clockwise to the next available worker spot that isn't one of her workers. Okay.
Yeah, makes
you can't
sense.
bump yourself. All right. So then after placing the worker, resolve the first possible action top to bottom. So this is, she is going to get resources. Now, Rachel doesn't care about resources, but Ken's going to go ahead and walk us through the actual steps of what that does.
Yeah, so she's going to look at the agenda cards.
Okay.
From the display.
Yep.
And she's going to pick the resource listed on the agenda card that she selects.
Okay.
So I guess she would go with the second number, right? Because...
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so gaining resources. She's using a number system and targets an agenda card. There are only 4 cards, so she would then use that number, which is the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not there. Cycle around until we get to it. It's going to be that card.
Right. Okay.
There.
And so she's going to take that resource from the available resources. Food. Yep.
All right. So we will, let me get this right. That is there.
Yep.
All right. So she is going to drop the food.
Yep.
There. Okay.
I think just by 1, though.
Sorry. Go ahead. Just read it out.
Yeah. Just by 1.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
Apologies.
And then she's going to go to the next agenda card.
Yep.
So she'll drop oxygen by 1.
Okay.
And then she's going to go to the next agenda card, which is food again.
Okay.
She's allowed to wrap around if she wants.
Okay.
And she'll take food down to the bottom.
Okay.
Yep.
I was just getting ahead of myself. Apologies.
Gotcha.
No, but you did right. You did right. Yeah.
Okay. That's it.
Okay. That's action number 1. Awesome. Okay. So now we go.
By the way, if this had been empty, she would choose this one.
There we go.
And just take 3 of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, there you go. Well done, Rachel. All right. So now, apologies.
And now that she took some resources.
There we go. So now she's going to do the second available action if she can, which is refilling the silo. All right, so she will refill the first resource that she was unable to take during the take resources from the silo action. She will only do that as a backup to the gain resources action. So she won't do it. She won't do it. So now she needs to take another action. She needs to take another action. We flip another card.
She's building
segments. Now notice it's building segments. These cards are where the segments would go because she cheats. So building the segments, she's going to take 2 blueprints from the main board. So coming on over to the blueprints. She takes the one on the number system. The first number on the system is 3. She will take the 3. The second blueprint is the one below the one she just took. Again, wrapping around so that she'll take the 3rd.
Shopping hub and tea room.
And oh, she got the tea room. That makes me sad. Those are free, and she doesn't lose reputation. We would if we built them from there. So then they're immediately built into her shuttle. Boom. Those flip over.
And does she score points?
If she reaches the 3 segment maximum, which she immediately takes a cockpit and engine, and then she would build the second one if she had reached a 3rd, right? There. She can only have 3 shuttles. No, she gets no points or anything.
Because those are in-game.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both end of the game as well as potentially on a cruise.
I see.
Potentially. Okay, when she launches.
Yep.
Okay. Those are her 2 actions.
All right.
Okay.
So then we refill here.
Yep. There we go.
Zero-G Circus and Paintball.
Oh, here, and I'll read what Colton said. She only she will only take a single act. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't explain that clearly. Let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
We did it right, but I didn't kind of step through this. So, yeah. So, let's go back to her first action.
Yeah.
Okay? So, she's only going to take a single action. Since she took the first action, she doesn't take the second one. Okay, to be clear. However, because we are playing on medium difficulty, okay, since she's on the location that matched that action, she is here that matched that action, okay?
Yep.
Then she takes a second action. I knew that, so that's why, but I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't explain.
So she often won't take a second action.
Correct.
But sometimes she.
For instance, if she had gone here, she wouldn't have taken a second action.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So that's her. It's our turn.
So flip that card back.
Oh yeah,
over.
I need to.
Yep.
Thank you. There we go. Now, if it's the last card. There, what we do in that case, and there's no reference number, obviously, the discards will just flip over.
Okay. Do not shuffle.
Do not shuffle yet. And then do the turn and then whatever. After that, shuffle all her cards together. So it's including the one. So that way it removes an unnecessary shuffle.
Makes sense.
All right. Because every day I'm shuffling. All right. For y'all at home, is this making sense? Are you able to follow along? Am I going too slow? It's going to pick up now that we've kind of shown some of this. Each of her first actions will take a little bit longer than normal, but all right. So phase 1 or step 1, we don't have anything in space. Step 2, let's take some actions. We're not going to recall that. We could if we want. But so we would get one and only get one action, but it doesn't.
And we
cannot go there.
We would, in addition to getting that, also get that.
Get one, either a buck or a resource. Yeah.
So
so interestingly enough, because that was so cheap,
still got a lot of money.
And we still can't use that card, our second one.
Correct.
But we can do the whole, let's fill everything as an option as well. Okay, whenever we take that.
Yep.
So a couple of thoughts. So that means we would have to go there, but I don't think that would be our best use. We still need blueprints.
Right.
Right? And we still need to schedule.
We could go here and build blueprints from here directly, right?
Yeah, but that's prohibitively expensive, and we would lose reputation, and I would prefer to not do that.
I see.
Unfortunately, because we went there trying to be all clever, thinking she might bump us, we kind of blocked ourselves out from that, so we would have to go there. We could take the other 2 cards. We could take the other card that we played earlier. That.
So you're not worried about losing a reputation for this?
Well, because that's such a huge discount.
Yeah, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, spending $2 again, all of a sudden now you've spent $2 and you still have the 6 money you'd need for your expert worker.
Oh, that's kind of sad. Oh, yeah, let's do it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. So now we go and we bump the NPC. The NPC would go there, but it can't bump our own.
Yeah.
So therefore, it will go there. So sad. But again, you know,
now we're in a position where 50%, like the only place she could possibly go that wouldn't bump us is here, right?
No, because if she went there, that would go there.
Right.
It's the expert worker that skips the empty spots.
So we have like a 60% chance.
Yeah. We got a
good chance.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, and she can't go there.
Right.
So therefore,
it's a 3 and 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take that.
All right. Not bad.
Okay. So when here, I think we do that and we do that.
Okay.
That feels pretty good.
It works for me.
So we're going to lose a rep to take that card back into our hand.
Yeah.
Or we do that.
And so, well, no.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now that you have this, that is a lot stronger.
Oh, God, that is. Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yep. You have a hand limit of 5, by the way. Yep.
So you're closing in, but not there.
Dig it. Okay. So now, yes, I keep saying we need to take blueprints, but man, that's awfully tasty because now we have that damn card. I mean, it is one of the company goals, right?
Sure.
Oh, hot damn. Oh, we placed that worker, right? Hold on. To take a free action from an adjacent location. It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You see what I'm thinking? If we go there, but because we placed that worker, it's not adjacent. We would have to place it there and build it.
Not as exciting.
Not as exciting.
I mean, this doesn't seem awful to get all that stuff, but probably not.
Not really the priority, I don't think.
Although the other thing is, if you did this, but you'd still have to do this one. Well, no, then you could do this, build the thing here. You could do this, build the thing here. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, this is one of your actions.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
So honestly, I think we build it there.
Go ahead and lock it in.
I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, let's do it. So we will do that same action.
I'm not as clear on like the relative value of network actions versus technologies. Like,
sure,
they both
networks
seem good.
Meaning down here and technologies up there. They're both good. I mean, again, if you're going to do these, though, it feels smart to do them early.
Yeah. So you're spending this again.
Yeah, so we will spend that again.
Spending 2 money again.
Yep. There. And then now I think...
Well, you were saying that you like the fuel.
I like the fuel one.
But taking the other one lets you get your expert.
Right. Like next turn, It's like if we were to go there, we could pay $2, get the blueprint, and
and like as nice as it might be to save the extra money on the 7, it does seem like getting your third oxygen out just gives you more options in terms of launching ships, right?
Yeah, and because we're gonna probably get one of those, not both, so I think that we would go for the fuel one. So we are going to need it. Plus, in-game scoring: 5 points, 15 points, 30 points if you get them all out. So we'll see.
Getting there,
but there. And now we get that rep back.
Yep.
That is both of our actions. So now we're either going to get bumped or we're going to go ahead and play that card when we take
and get some sweet,
get a ton of stuff.
Benefits.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
That's both of our actions. Colton also brought up a really good point that because we are playing the medium, she will take a second action meaning she'll draw another card if she's connected to that action by a development. Okay?
Yeah.
So she almost always is going to, at some point in the game, then start taking 2 actions.
Right.
Because she will pay.
Stuff will be connected.
She will pay the bank if it's neutral, but she doesn't have money, so it
doesn't matter.
She will use her own, obviously,
Sure.
or she will pay us, and that means we just take the money from the bank.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, so it's her turn. Y'all following along? Everything good? Y'all making sense here? So now she is going to place right there, if she has a worker, she does. So here, hey! So, okay, we're going to pause her action, and then we're going to go ahead and do our stuff. So first things first, when you gain at least 1 income, also gain the bonus for an adjacent to your rep marker. So we look over here. We're going to either take a resource or a buck. And then our worker comes back, and you'll notice the hand symbol. So it comes back, and now we can take any of the 4 that have a hand on it. So a buck, a media, a point, or a resource. So really we get 2 bucks or 2 resources or 1 of each. Probably.
That's what you feel. It seems like late game you might want to shift to where you're like
getting points.
Well, particularly once you have that 1 point guy away. And 2 points underneath.
It's 2 points every.
You're just like, don't mind if I do. I'll just take 2 points every time.
Yeah, that seems good.
But maybe early game you're just taking resources and money. And I like. How much more money do you need to get to where you can launch a shuttle?
We need them. It depends on the cost of our blueprints. This one currently is going to cost us $3.
Okay.
And so looking out here, I think maybe taking a couple of bucks. The resources, we need everything, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's just like your normal game in that regards. But having that by going there is nice. However, going here locks us into that action of just getting resources. So it's an efficiency game, right? Like most of these are. So what's the right answer?
Well, once there are developments here, it's not as big a deal.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that gives us the flexibility. So now we need to put more cogs out there to be able to link stuff. So that's why you want to put them down here instead of, so you get the...
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
Okay. So with that said, we're powering through money. There are resources to be had out on the board, especially with that. I think we just go ahead and take the $2.
Cool.
Okay. So that was for us getting bumped. Okay. Now
it's her
Rachel
action.
went there. So her
and it happens that she landed on this one.
It's there, so she's going to flip the card and take a second action. Okay. All right. So she is going to take cards. Okay, so draw agenda cards. She's going to use the number system again. So the number system in this case, she's going to take the second card, which happens to be the only card that's there.
Well, if there are 0 or 1 agenda cards in the column, she will not
take the action. So therefore, she will then look at that action. Okay, so that action says she discards all the agenda cards in the column, adds 4 new ones. If rep was visible, then she does that. She gets it. So rep is visible. Normally you would get this whenever the other actions or the other resources, but she doesn't care about those.
Yeah, so she's just going to bump up
that. Yeah, that gets discarded and 4 new ones get filled.
All right.
That is her one action. But
and so this is I don't know the answer to this question.
Oh, this is actually a good.
Well, so she's going to get a second action either way because she's connected by a development.
But let's say that wasn't there, and this is a Colton question.
Does she still get a second action?
Because she tried to do that action, but she doesn't take the action. So I would argue
probably
the answer is
wouldn't.
No.
Although in this case she would because she's connected by a development.
So she would. She has no money. She doesn't use money. Pays the bank, and then she will take a second action. And now we're going to go ahead and flip the card. Hey, it's the same card. Now, it's not literally like there are multiples of that, but there you go. Okay.
But now she has plenty of opportunity to take this.
And the numbers have changed.
Okay.
So she's not going to look at the 6th card. There's only 4. So she looks at the first card. The first card is she's going to take the top one and then
The next one down.
Right. And so that gets discarded, and the one below it gets discarded. And again, we do not refill.
Right.
So that's both her actions. She's done.
Cool.
Has she? No, she hasn't done any of her company goals.
Because she built segments.
2, but she needs 6.
Okay, so she's not there yet.
6. So these scale based on the difficulty. So now's a good time. Now that kind of there's context a little bit better. This one is cogs for us, building segments for her. 6th segment. That's why it's kind of roughly right there, because that's where it would go.
Yeah.
Because the 3rd one will go there, 4th, 5th. Boom, she gets it. She claims that.
Cool.
That is number 1. The 2nd one is building X number of developments. In the easy game, in the easy game it's 5. Ours is 6.
Yep.
Other way. Easy game it's 7. Ours is 6. Hard game's 5.
I see.
And that is the equivalent of those for us. And the 3rd one is launch number of different shuttles.
Right.
It is 3 in the easy game. It is 2 in the medium and hard. Okay. All right. It's based off the action she takes. Yeah, that makes sense, Colton. Totally. Hey, Brianna. Glad you can make it. All right. Spot says it's all making sense. Thanks for the playthrough. I'm a little concerned that the multiplayer boils down to a race, so having the solo mode allows for a more measured approach to playing the game. I don't think it's as big of a race as it may be coming across. It's a race in that, you need to be efficient, but there are different avenues. We've shown that in our previous plays. We've seen that there are different avenues.
Seems like with these, and with the upgrades,
yes.
Seems like there's obviously you want to be launching shuttles.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's kind of a lot of ways to skin a cat.
ABL. Always be launching. Put that coffee down. I assume y'all get the reference, right?
You seen that movie lately?
Glengarry Glen Ross?
Yeah.
Define lately, like in the last year? No.
Yeah.
But in the last couple of years, yes.
I feel like it holds up pretty well.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. It's amazing. So, hey, thanks, Brianna. All right. So our action. Hey, guess what? We don't have to call a meeting because we have a worker back.
Yep.
Thank you, Rachel.
Yep. That's it.
All right. So we could go here. We could spend $6. Now, the interesting thing to note here.
Yep.
The expert doesn't give you more actions. It gives you a 3rd worker. But this is a point of like, not contention, but it's a point of clarification that might seem obvious, but not obvious until it's kind of spelled out. What I mean by that is having a 3rd worker here, you're still only taking 2 actions every turn, or 1 when you do call a meeting. But it gets you with that. Coupled with that, it's definitely beneficial.
Well, let me say. So let me
work through it. Go for it.
The mechanics of the solo,
mean
that there is some predictability to our getting bumped.
Yes, in that it makes it better.
As long as you're willing to take what the game gives you, which in some cases
is not
great.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You will literally never have to take a meeting.
Yes.
Once you have a 3rd worker.
And that's what you're hoping to do.
Right.
Limit your meetings because you're only taking 1 action instead of 2. So in a perfect way, I would argue in the multiplayer game too.
So if you do that now,
right,
you will never have to take a meeting.
Not true. And here's why. You're not always going to have 3 workers out here because workers are also pilots that be in space.
But that, of course, is another reason to want. That's another reason to want to have more workers.
I have eschewed these in a lot of our multiplayer plays, both on stream and off stream.
Yeah.
Because, but it puts you in a spot to where both your workers can be in space.
That doesn't sound good.
That's not fun.
Yeah. So I think get in there.
All right. Let's jump in there. So here we go. We're gonna go here.
Which bumps Rachel.
Which bumps that. It goes to the next spot. Is that viable? It is. That gets bumped, and now this comes back.
Which means she's not going to take a meeting this term either. But and she gets a victory point.
And okay,
because she always takes victory points.
There you go. So she will be ABSing, always be scoring.
Only certain things she cares about.
Yeah, points and reputation.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that really the goal in life? Points and reputation,
I don't know.
right?
I don't know.
I agree. Colton says there should be a Glengarry Glen Ross board game. I don't
sounds
know.
Like it sounds like a good next project for Kinson Key Games.
Yeah, make it happen. Because any game that allows me to be like, put that coffee down. Coffee is for closers.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm 100% in.
Yeah.
Okay. So we went here. We're gonna do those two actions.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Jam
seems
on.
awesome. So expert, $2, $4, $6. That's how much for that. Hey,
by the way,
we have $6.
The fact that the bot will buy a worker an expert when it costs $6 suggests to me that that's a solid threshold for you to start thinking about.
That's what it was. They've since changed it in the post rules to 7 and 4 respectively.
But I think it's less than 7.
Yes, it's less. So
AKA
add 6,
6.
So that feels like the right number.
Now you do not get the thing when you first put it in.
Oh, you are incorrect, sir.
Oh, you do.
Oh, yes, sir. So yes. So when you gain at least 1, also gain that. So that's going to be another $1 and another or a resource. We do not get that because we didn't bump anybody.
Right.
With it,
but coming up.
ABB always be bumping.
So we can take more money or we can take resources.
Hey,
I don't know when it makes sense to start taking resources.
I mean, the answer is always, but we're about to schedule stuff, which means we're going to get at least $1. Okay, so resources, but honestly, we're going to need to build the blueprints. We're going to need money at some point. And we're going to need resources.
Okay,
resources. If we do this, that's going to cost us money. So I think we just take money because again, I've never done this.
Yep.
Have 3 out in 3 turns. That's crazy.
Pretty exciting.
TK and I, when he and I are texting, one night, he just randomly, it was like 10 o'clock at night one night, and he sent me a text with a screenshot. See, you can get all the cogs out. He did. And so, plus, again, we're halfway to that company goal.
Which is great.
Which, again, if they coincide, it's
and I mean, obviously, the shuttle launches are good, but it seems like if you can get all these out because it gives you extra wings, you really want to.
Because you know what wings are? Points. Because point or cubes give you wings.
Yeah.
Wings give you points. Right. Okay. Cool. So we have gotten the extra worker.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Then
so there. And now we're going to come over here and schedule. All right. Now we haven't talked about this, but dial 1-800 Kinson Key. Almost. I was just checking to see
but
if
I feel like they have those all the time.
Yeah,
there's
they do.
Like extra letters at the end,
numbers,
and you just dial until you get to the 7th or whatever. Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna take our marketer over here, or our call agent, and we're going to choose one of these. Now, fuel matters, but we spend 1 less. Okay, so a 3
is A-okay.
Effectively a 2 in that regard. Okay, but things we need to keep in mind: the color of the event that's going on, or color of the events, plural.
Right.
Okay. Also, how long we want to be in space. Every round is 1 stop, and coming back is 1 stop. So that is going to be 5 stops. That's 3. That's 5. That's 4 stops. Longer you're in space, the longer before you can launch that ship again. Okay?
Got it.
All right. Now, if you're Shrey believes you need to just be churning through them. But what I think... And again, I've only played it like 4 times, so I don't want to definitively say, is you're probably still only going to get 3 or 4 launches.
So at least one of them should be
a longer one.
A nice, fancy one.
Dare I say, a 3-hour cruise. So
maybe in a positive coincidence, the shortest one also lines up with the one that has the most passengers in the one advertising area.
However... now, and because we're also, going to be doing getting blueprints here.
What's that you say?
So we're here. We also need blueprints.
So you could pay her to get...
We could, but again, why would we spend the money if we need to do this? So we're not going to, okay? To be clear on that. But the things we need to be thinking about is we want the events in space to coincide with the color of passenger, right? What they're into. Obviously, if you have a family, they don't care about going clubbing, right? They want kid things,
Right.
family things. So again, family being the green ones, Zen kind of, the tea room, the distiller. Think adult. You're going like it's an adult-only cruise type thing, or the purple. And then the family stuff, the fun stuff, is the green, okay? So now,
if you're doing this one,
coincide. Now, realistically, if you're going for a short cruise, you're probably, and I'm not speaking in definitives here, you need 2 segments.
And one passenger.
Adding a third segment adds a second passenger. You could, if things were to play out exactly perfectly, have a maximum of 7 passengers. I've never seen more than 3 in a ship, though. But you can get up to 7. But things got to work out just perfect.
There's a rule breaker where you can have 2 per segment.
Yeah, there's a couple of rule breakers in there, and they stack. So, all right. So that's all a long way of saying, also, we have this one already, but this one might not be for this ship. I don't know.
Right.
These are things that you're thinking about. Right?
So you would love it if you could take these next time.
Right. That's $4. Well, they're free to take. It's $4 to build. We have $4. That seems like a pretty good idea, provided those are available. So what that tells me is we're looking at this one. So you know what? Let's go ahead and move that down there. Okay. So now, when you schedule, that is a 2-step process. One, you choose one that's available, obviously. The second thing, and I will go through now. The second thing that you do is you're going to flip over one of these bonuses on your launch tile. These are one-time bonuses. These are, when they flip over, they block that off for right now. But then once you launch, it's going to actually go into your ship. And then, oh, hey, I get that income. Now it's double whatever that is, whereas these are just blank. But these are also how you get that other expert worker.
They minimize the cost of that.
Correct.
Guy. Yeah.
Now, they're better.
But they're
one-time use. So, resources, awfully good. Hard to pass that up, not going to lie. So now the question is, which one do we want?
Well, I mean, resources. And so it's going to aim you at, if you take the resources off, it's going to aim you at taking that. Because these are the
income. Yes.
Yeah. So it's going to aim you at taking the resources more often, right?
Correct. I see no reason.
You ready for that? I mean, the other thing would be to take the money off.
Yeah. So we're going to now get 1 resource.
Okay.
So
you don't need a fuel because it's a one fuel.
It's a one fuel ship. Launch. So you know what? We're not.
You're gonna need oxygen, right?
For sure. You need 1 per segment.
Okay. So you're gonna need probably 2 fuel and 1 oxygen, something like that.
2 fuel and 1 oxygen.
Compared to your current state?
No, we need 1 oxygen, 1 food.
That's what food, yeah.
1 food, 1 oxygen. So 6 and 1/2 dozen the other. I would argue we take the food because we can't take it there.
You don't have to feed the pilot?
You do. But
you're right.
At 1.
You're thinking you're only going to have 1 passenger.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Gotcha. Cool.
So there we go.
Works for me.
All right, cool. All right. All right, so that was action 1. Action 2, we've done the second part. Our turn's over. And again, we have not reached any of the goals. Something else to keep in mind, just to remind folks. Again, that is for things that are in space. So you can't do that until your second launch. So that's a future us problem. We'll talk about that when we schedule our second schedule. This is for sets of blueprints, like events, right? Or, not
sets of
these
of what are they called?
Potential customer events in space. Yeah,
once they're constructed.
Yes. Okay. All right. And then the other one's cogs, obviously. All right. So Rachel, here we go. So again, am I over explaining this, or is this
not for me? I mean, I'm finding it helpful.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
I don't know if you're asking me, but
no, kind of. But also,
I've never played before, so you know.
But I mean, it also. I think it goes through talking about the logic that goes into it and the thought, the decision tree, which is why you're wanting a game like this anyway is for these decisions. So I'm just
for sure
showing these.
Yeah,
we are showing these. All right. So Rachel, you're up. All right. She is going to place a worker. She does have one available.
Sure does.
So she is going to go there. Cannot bump herself.
Sure can bump you, though.
Sure can bump us. So he will come home. We get...
So when does that double bonus become active for us?
Once it's in the ship.
Which is not
covered.
until
Not right now.
Correct.
Which
means you can't take a resource at all?
Fact. For that. Well, no.
You can take one here.
There, which we will.
Yep.
That'll be an oxygen. So now we have the resources ready for launch.
And then now we just take money.
Yeah, I think we take a cash.
Yeah.
I mean, we could take a advertisement or a point, but again, early, we need to be worrying about, an engine.
Yep.
Okay. So she went up there. Okay. So now her first option is to add. Now this one, I'm not sure on this answer, is she will advertise for a cruise.
Okay.
Here. Okay. She selects a cruise using the number system and adds 2 guests. Let me see. Cool, yeah, so she will, even though she has not already marketed one or done scheduled a cruise. That's the term I'm looking for. Okay, so she's going to select a cruise using the number system. It's going to be number 1. So we come over here to the right half, and a moment. So she will, wrong line. She will select a cruise, so she's looking at the top one, add 2 guests to that cruise. If that cruise already has guests on it, she'll move to the next available. She will search the queue for matching guests that cost 1 ad, starting with the first destination, and then check for a second destination. So she will look for orange and green. So there is no orange in the first one.
But there's a green.
But there is a green, so she will add a green up there. Like so. And then if more guests are needed, she will repeat the pattern with the guest that costs 2 ads. The 2 ads.
And she'll take the orange first.
Now she will take that one. There we go. All right. So now when you advertise for a cruise, she would normally spend, that would have cost us, if we had done it, 3 ads.
Yep.
Okay. And now she would gain money for each destination. Okay. So if you look, that is 1 money per destination that is on that cruise. That is 3, okay?
Times 2.
Times 2, that would be $6 she would get for that. Okay? Then she gains, or we would gain reputation for matching guests to the cruise. So she has 2 matching, so she would get 2 rep. Now, the interesting thing here is it doesn't exactly call that out, but she plays exactly how we would.
Right.
So I'm going to assume
she should get reputation.
She should get reputation.
That's how I read it too. Yeah.
So there we go.
She clearly cares about it, and it scores points. So
So she went there. Okay.
It is not connected to that.
It is not that. So she doesn't take a second action.
Not only is it not that, it's not connected to that.
Right.
So she doesn't take a second action.
However, there are cogs available. Okay. So now I would like to circle back because I think Colton explained it really well.
Yeah.
She will take a second action if there is connected by a development. She'll pay for the use to do necessary. So. Yeah, to do a second action.
But it has to be connected to that action, I think. That specific one. Either here, here, or here. Right? Like the specific action she takes.
Well, it's going to be on a new card. Let me walk through it.
I'm not understanding, I think.
Okay. All right. So here we go. After completing the action, if Rachel's worker is at a location... Go ahead. What?
So he says that what actually would happen instead of taking this guy, they cycle through all the destinations, so she would take another one.
Oh, a one first, and if there are none, then okay, fair enough.
Now, I think if this one didn't have all 3, then she would.
Agreed. Yeah. Right. Okay, cool.
Yep.
She'll cycle through, right, yeah. Okay, fair enough. She'll only take the action if it's adjacent, so she won't take it.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
the
so
second
you
one
look at that. Look at that action she takes.
Uh-huh.
And then is it connected? Which, by the time the network's in place. I
played that wrong in my previous game. I thought it was... Okay, so let me explain that again to make sure that that's crystal clear. And I'm going to go ahead and move this. Okay, so that's... Put that up there.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel went here.
Yep.
Okay, so you point there, I'll point here. She took that action. Okay. If this action here were either in one of those two or connected by anybody's cog, there, or there, because it's adjacent to that, then she would take a second action.
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. She's not nearly as overpowered as I thought she was.
Well, so once the network is built out, every time she takes an action, she has a 50% chance to take a second one, right?
Yeah, fair. Totally.
She's always connected to 6 actions.
Yes.
So, but until the network is fully built out, she's not quite that powerful.
Yep.
Yep. So.
Yeah, it's always and she would draw another card for the second action. Yeah, right. Yep. Okay, cool. Got it. All right, good. Yeah, I was on hard mode, apparently, when I was playing this previously. So, okay. All right, she's done. She hasn't met any of her company goals. It's our turn. We got a ton of workers. We're going to go ahead and throw the expert out. The refill works for passengers when... a ship launches. It's actually part of the step 0.
Yeah.
Now, they have since changed the player boards, and let me see your player board real quick. Hand it to me. So what we did is I just put a little sticky note right here in the corner, plus add a cruise. So that's already been added on the actual production version, but that was just my little reminder there to myself for that. So that's how those go out. All right. Cool. All right. So, So let's think about this now. What do we need to do to get into space and go party? Right.
So you need to build 2 segments.
Right. We need segments built. Now, I would argue we don't necessarily have to have the segments.
Right.
Because we could just...
You could go here.
We could go there.
Yeah. The bummer, it sucks more for us than normal to bottom out our reputation, because it reduces our options for what we can take.
Of course. Yep.
So, but you already have one, so you could only just build one of these.
Yeah.
And then build the other one.
Oh, yeah. You're saying when we build it, just pay the extra cost for one of them. I agree. I totally agree. And now, we're not maximizing that, but we're not losing a ton of it.
Yeah.
To be clear.
And just because you launched the shuttle, you could still add a 3rd segment later, right?
Yeah, just not while it's in space. Yeah, because that'd be weird.
So you could.
We could.
And then we'd be looking for one like this later. Right? Okay. Yeah.
So, build segments. If we did that, what do we want to do for the second action? Now, here's the thing. That costs 3. That would be 4, 5. We have 5.
We'd be out of money.
We have no money, which means...
Except...
Yes.
When we bump, we could potentially get $2.
Ooh, which the $2 then pays for getting a second ship, and then we immediately get some other stuff, resources and money and resources. Yeah, let's go lean. I'm all for it. Okay, we're going to use our expert worker. She gets a point.
Oh, right, because she always takes the point.
Yep. All right, so we bumped with our expert, so we get this, which also means we get that.
That's right.
So I think we've established the money.
Money.
Yep. A buck and a buck, respectively. Okay, good. There we go. All right, so now we're going to build 2 segments. All right, so looking at our board first, we choose to build this segment. This segment, now we're going to have to move this down a little bit. So this segment is going to cost us $3. In addition, it's going to score us 3 points later on. So we have the casino in there. Casinos tend to be pretty loud, so having it down by the engine, that seems okay to me. And then up here for the blueprints, I could make a case for the spa, but
we don't have that much money. Yeah.
I know. I'm just
yeah.
So because we're building it from here, we pay the additional cost over on the right.
Yep.
So that's going to be a total of $2, and we drop our rep. So the distillery now comes in there. So that's going to be a total of $5. So there's 4 and 5.
Yep.
All right. That is action number 1. Okay. And then as we established, action number 2 is we're going to go ahead and pay the $2 to the game for that action. And then we're going to actually take the ship action right there. And so the ships, now, they're free to take. It's just a second ship. Again, minus 5 points if you don't launch it, but you immediately get whatever's on the bottom. So awesome. And you must take a matching pair. These were randomly put out here. So couple of income, get 3 advertising, 2 resources, and $1. And that is $2 and a resource. Excuse me. In addition to that, when you launch, as well as at the end of the game, you are going to get the top. Whether you've done that or not, you're going to get the top.
Yep.
Okay. But you also get it every time you launch it. $5 for every expert worker.
5 points for every
sorry, I said
worker.
bucks. 5 points. Thank you. This is for every ship with 3 segments, 3 or more segments. And there is a way to get more. For every ship that has 6 points in segments, ours currently has 4, so probably not ideal. This one, however, says 3 points for every ship that has every color. Now, we only have 2 in ours, so we don't have the green.
In some ways,
however, we do want that.
But in some ways, this is actually aiming you at doing something that's a little less efficient.
Right.
Right.
Unless you want multiple customers.
But it seems like it's better to have the ships more focused on 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yes.
Right?
Yes. That I think so.
So, and we know we're going to score 5 points for that one.
Fact. Like right now we'll score 5. Well,
and I think,
but yeah.
I mean, I don't know how advertising works. You have to tell me.
Yeah.
But I think 4 things is objectively better than 3 things.
4 things.
Because you're getting 4 things with that one.
Oh, 2, and then because of that, because we have that, yes, I agree. So I agree with that. We'll take that for our ship. Now, these bad boys, you know what? We got room. Those are our cards.
Right on.
Over there. Okay? All right?
Yeah, because, I mean, it's nice that the discard's here. So
right. Exactly. So, the ships do not need to slide.
Okay.
So we have piles over here off camera.
When do the customers refill?
Those will refill. Now, like I said, when we do a cruise, when you actually launch a cruise.
Cool.
Okay? All right. So we have the top bottom. That is get an agenda card and an advertising.
That's
and
cute.
this, for every 2 points for every 3 rep. Just saying.
Could be good later once we figure out how to get reputation.
Right. All right. So now, as mentioned, and again, we'll start it up here. We're going to get 2 plus 2. So here, now we don't need the resources and we have no money. So I'm thinking we get $4.
You're saying we have the resources we need to launch right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
rock
I
and
think
roll.
we take $4. Yeah. There we go. And we still have our 2 advertising there. Okay.
Yep.
So that was our second action there. We've refilled that. We're ready to rock and roll. Rachel's turn. All right.
So we're launching next time.
Yes. Provided we have somebody available. Oh, looky there. We do.
And we want to make sure we have that purple guy. So we're just hoping she doesn't take him.
Right. Obviously, we are skipping that step. But so we don't get the money and we don't get the rep.
We seem like we've got a decent engine for providing money.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because, again, of that.
So we would love more reputation somehow. We got to work on that.
But, that's future us, probably.
That's right.
All right, so Rachel's turn. All right. All right, so she is going to place in the bottom right.
Oh, no, that is you. So she can go there. Look at that.
Oops. There we go. I keep bumping them because they're standing up. There, and it's not me, it's us.
Right on.
Us. All right, so we get two things. Now, you know what? Oh, should have refilled the blueprint also.
Gotcha. There you go.
There you go. What we got? Pool deck. Nice.
Yep.
These are pretty expensive. You may, at any time on your turn, spend a rep to wipe them and wipe as many as you want. And then slide and refill.
Cool.
No, don't slide. Sorry, you just straight throw them away.
Okay.
Don't slide in that case. But that I think we stick with the money. Again, because of the card we have there. So I do.
But it also provides us the opportunity, like, we're going to want more of these.
Yeah.
Probably between launches, right?
I would argue we're going to want at least 3 of them.
3 more. Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Maybe 6.
Right.
Because 30 points.
Yeah, 30 points doesn't sound bad.
No, that doesn't suck.
Okay.
Okay, so we got bumped. Rachel, again, back to her turn. Sorry, got sidetracked. Apologies, Rachel. So this is not anywhere near, so she's only going to take a single action.
That's right.
Okay.
And
so she's going to draw.
We don't have to think about this one too hard because there's only 2.
Right. So she's going to technically draw that one first.
Yeah.
And then she will cycle around and draw that one.
That's right.
There we go. Okay, cool. She's done.
Good job, Rachel.
All right, well done you. All right, would you like to launch, sir?
Let's hit it.
All right, let's do it. So, if you would, on your player aid,
okay,
inside, there is, on page 6 of the player aid, there is launch a shuttle. You want to walk us through this?
5. Assign and board.
Okay, here we go.
Place a scheduled cruise above the shuttle.
All right, so our scheduled cruise is right here.
Yeah.
And this shuttle is the one that's launching. And you know what? Now that we actually have segments here, so I'm going to kind of zoom out a little bit for that. Okay.
Our cruise consultant returns to the office.
Yep. Okay.
Place guests into cabins.
All right.
So we don't have any pre-sold.
We have none pre-sold, so we have to do a last-minute sale.
Yep. Last-minute sale. So last-minute sale. So
okay. So, hey, we choose this one. It could be from any of the available. If let's say Rachel had taken that one, we could choose one of the others, or we could choose a purple. It would cost 4 advertising.
4 advertising,
yeah,
which we don't have.
But hey, that worked out.
Yep.
So hey, he was like, hey, I like to drink. Let's go.
That's right.
Drink and gamble.
Pretty much.
This is an adult cruise, clearly. All right, so we're going to spend
screen printed with a martini.
All right.
I don't know. It could be something else. Maybe it's not a martini. There's something like hanging on the edge of that glass.
Yeah, there's fruit.
Yeah.
There are fruit.
Yeah. So
I have a funny story about my indoctrination to Boston. About we have no fruit, but that's for another day.
Yeah, that's a different thing. Yeah,
that is. All right, go ahead.
4. Place progress cube.
Okay, so we are 5, then 4. We're placing a progress cube. Hey, we go into Sizzler. Here we go. Now you might be asking yourself, wow, this sure is going long for only having, but it's one of these, it goes like that.
Yeah.
The exponentially.
Yeah.
So, general rule, that's half the game right there.
When you place the first progress cube?
Oh, no, wait,
when it's full.
Yeah, when it's full, but it accelerates
it's
real
coming.
quick.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right.
3, pay resources.
Okay.
Food times the number of passengers plus 1.
A passenger. So right here, we have 1 passenger. We're going to have 1 pilot. Got to feed them both.
Yep.
2 food.
Yep. Oxygen times the number of cabins or segments.
Yep. So there's 2 segments.
Yep.
Good to go.
Fuel times the number of stops minus 1 in your case.
Right. So there we go. It's 2 fuel. So 1. Now, I would like to point something out.
Space elevator.
Right. Now, if we were short resources.
Yep.
Now is the time you can discard cards for extra resources. Okay? And also, I would like to point out, we're capped at 2. So let's say we had 2 fuel.
Yeah.
and this was 3 fuel.
Uh-huh.
We still can do that even though we don't have room to store it because we're not storing it. We're immediately using it for that case.
Gotcha.
Okay. So that's
That's handy.
Yeah,
It's a way to have an extra fuel on hand. That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
That is step 3. Okay.
Yep.
Step 2.
Score cockpit. Flip that cockpit over and score it.
This is how many segments are in all of your ships? 2. All right. 2 points. Hey, we caught Rachel.
For the moment.
Okay, cool. All right. And we're going to flip the cockpit over.
Which means we lose the -5, which is also nice.
Right. So technically gain 7 points. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Hot damn, we going sizzling. Okay. Step 1.
Load up. Take the upgrade token you flipped. Put it on the shuttle.
Hey, you know what we can take now? 2 resources.
Place it on the end. And then finally lift off. Place your worker, which is now becoming a pilot, into the cockpit.
And we're going to stand them up because these are a little tight up here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, and again, there is an implied one on our prototype board, but there is a actual one on the actual real board.
Add a new cruise.
Right. So now let me step through this because this seems confusing, but it's really not.
Cool.
You add a new cruise onto there.
Okay.
All of these colors right here slide.
Okay.
Down 1 step. If there were a purple there, it would go there. If there were purple there, it would go there. If it's there, it doesn't go all the way down. It goes 1 step.
Yep.
But there are no purple. Okay, done.
Okay.
How many tourists are there on our ship? 1. So therefore, we add 1. What color do we add? We add the color that was added.
Or the color of the
one that was on here.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check that. Make
and
sure.
It goes in from the 3.
Yeah. Here. Okay. For each destination on a new cruise, move all matching guests in the queue. If this had multiple colors, they would all of those of that color. Okay. The new guests matching the destination of the new cruise tile from left to right to the top section of the queue. The number of guests is equal to the ones that just left. So in other words, there's going to be a constant number of that amount.
Mm-hmm.
So we started with 7 in setup. And don't you see, there are 7 again.
So it's basically always going to be 7 on the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that was the last part here. And now...
Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
We're in space! All right, cool. All right.
Hopefully they have a gravity sort of like simulation system on the ship. So
I'm hoping, maybe half a G.
Yeah.
We're churning through the Expanse books, so when they're on the float, they try and like quarter G, half G, and stuff. So
did you say we?
What?
Did you say we're churning through the Expanse books?
Oh, I know I am. It's
okay.
Me. I'm on book 8.
I can imagine the experience of like listening to an audiobook with somebody else. So that would be kind of cool.
That would be, yeah. It's kind of like reading the same book at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Still have not met any of the goals, but all right, we'll get there.
Yeah, we're working. I mean, we're working on it.
We are. We're drinking milk. All right, Rachel. Here we go. All right. So she is going to place. Oh, wait a minute. Back up. She has no available workers. She's going to call a meeting. So she gains victory points for each worker recalled based on her funding bonus.
Yep.
Okay. So she's going to recall that worker and that worker. That's going to be 2 points. That's going to be 2 points. Okay. In hard mode, she would also resolve a single action, much like we do. But we're playing medium.
Okay.
So that's okay. And if at the end of her turn, she's accomplished one of her company goals as normal, she would do so. But
still not yet.
So there you go. That's it. She got a couple points, but that's cool. All right, James, have a great day. Have a good game day. What are you playing? Do you know? hopefully, and are y'all enjoying the stream? A lot of y'all watching it, so
Yeah.
hopefully you're still here. So
I'm
that's
having
good.
fun.
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
All right. So, step one, I would like to point out, we are in space. So, for the first time, we now have to go through this sequence here. Okay. So, I'm just going to move this over a little bit here temporarily to show folks. So, we are technically, our pilot now steps on to that location. So, we are there. We are in a location there. Okay. And when you do this, you are going to unlock an upgrade, okay, and then spend ads to score guests. Okay.
Both things.
Yeah. All right. So you asked when that clears. That already cleared. But now this is going to come out here onto our board. Okay. So we are in a purple location.
Yep.
Okay. And a purple location, obviously, are these three spots up here. There are three little rule breakers for us that we can choose.
Yep.
Now, if let's say our cruise had all three colors, all three steps like this one does over there, right?
We could choose from any.
It's as you reach it, you choose whether or not to put this out.
Ah, I see.
So delayed, gratification or whatever, depending on what it is that you want. Okay. Now, before we go into that anymore, now is where we'll talk about this. Having two different of these in different colors.
So our next cruise, we want to make sure that it's not
purple.
relaxation.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. Okay. So with that said, what are the three options for these? So for these are when launching, you can spend 2 rep to increase the capacity of one of your shuttles by 1. In other words,
increase the guest capacity, the passenger capacity.
So it's like a double occupancy. Did I mention the 7? This is starting to go into that realm. Okay. This one is whenever you gain reputation, gain an extra reputation. Once per advanced shuttle step and limit once per action. But you asked
not bad.
I'm just saying. And last is all your workers act like they're experts.
All your workers act like they're experts.
So anytime you bump someone else, we get effectively 2 income.
Which means that puts us in a place where like every time we are bumped or every time somebody else bumps us.
Yeah, no, every time we bump someone and when they bump us.
Yes.
We are getting
that's right. We're getting 2 things.
2 things. That seems good.
I mean, it seems like that's where we've been angling for that. So
let's lean into it.
When do we score the 1 point on that thing?
I'm glad you asked that question because the 2 things that you do are you place it and now you score it.
Okay.
So now, depending on the color of visitor that you have or passenger, we have a purple. Okay. If we had a green, it would cost 2. If we had, basically, if it's not the matching color of the destination, it costs 2.
Okay.
It's 1 for the matching. If we had 2 purple, it would be 1 each. But it is, we have 1.
Yep.
So we're going to spend it, and we're going to score that and all of those. So that'll be 4 points for yellow. Heyo. And that is what a destination in space looks like.
Cool.
I think so. I think that worked. That worked. Major Tom to ground control. The stream looks solid. All right. Awesome. Good.
And now we get to take an action.
So that was phase 1. Phase 2, we could launch a ship if we had one, right? Or take an action, like you said.
Yep.
I mean, we have $6. We need blueprints. We have a second ship.
Yep.
Like all of these things.
So I could argue, like, if we go here,
we also have to schedule.
Sure.
Book a cruise.
If we go here, we can bump.
We
at this point, we're at a spot where we would like to bump
early and often,
all the time, right? So if we bump, it also puts this guy here, which means we know we'll have somebody to bump next time.
If we have schedule a cruise and all that stuff. Yeah, hey, I'm in. So all of our workers act like experts.
Yeah.
So not an expert here, so just goes to the empty spot.
Right.
We go there. And now we can do any of those 4 for free. But yeah, I think blueprints makes the most sense. We currently have red and orange and purple. We need
Blue.
2 of each.
Yep.
Right? So
so the blue one, like that one's cheap. I don't know how important that it being cheap is.
Again, these are free right now.
Sure.
But
yeah.
I'm thinking we go like because
that actually
multi-work.
Well, that gets that if we do those, that completes.
Oh God, that completes the company goal. Yeah, we're doing that. That's
sweet.
Something, yeah.
All right, there you go.
Efficiency, and now we slide in refill.
Yep. Zip.
What do we got? Space carts. Dude, that'd be fun. And fun. Wow. All right. Burger Bar, Astro Spa. Okay.
I'm sort of curious what it looks like.
Like in how
it looks like, probably because of low gravity, you're driving on a go-kart track, except the go-kart track is also sort of a roller coaster track.
Yeah. But you kind of control it.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be. Dude. I'm just saying I'm in for it.
It'd be fun.
I'm in for it.
Can't disagree.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So we could do blueprints again.
Could.
We can't take any agenda. Well, I guess technically we could take 8 agenda.
So.
We
could do this.
Not 2. Okay. Can't do that. Can't do that.
At some point, we're going to want to do this and put it next to this because we'd love another this, but also just lets us get in and do this action that we really want to do.
What I want to do is place a cog there so we could schedule and then do this, which then boosts that. You know what? Let's do that now.
Yeah. So you got $5.
We have $6, so we could do that one. But also, we need to.
We're probably going to want to. Yeah, we're probably going to want 2 next time.
We already have that worker, so we're not making it cheaper.
Not worried about the worker, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that will go there. That will be one there. That doesn't get us anything backwards, but helpful.
Yep.
And that's both our actions. And we're guaranteed 5 points at the end of the game. That's cool.
Don't forget to spend your money.
Good call. Hey, Bushman.
Not that I want you to spend the money.
No, I appreciate the integrity. Thanks.
It's our job.
That's both our actions.
Okay.
All right, Rachel, what you got? She is still not in space. I'm not rubbing it in. Don't take that the wrong way, Rachel. I'm just saying. She has workers.
We bumped him here, right? Didn't we?
We bumped the green.
So did we take our income for bumping?
Well, I don't think we did. Huh. Okay. So
now we need an ad, right?
Not really, because we only have one destination. The other one's a day in space.
But
it's going to get us money.
What I'm saying is, before we launch again,
yeah.
So we might want to take an ad.
Why don't we take 2?
We can't, because the other thing has to be one of these.
That is a damn good reason. And here's the thing: by the income, we get 2 resources. So, and we can get ads when we come here and do that.
Well, but we won't get ads when we do this one.
Oh, because
we're going to be like.
Then I guess we're not going to need the resources, so therefore we will take an ad.
Yeah.
And then here, a resource or a buck. I guess we take the buck.
Makes sense to me.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So circling back now. Did I flip that? Did I flip the card?
I don't think you did.
I don't think I did.
I'm pretty sure that's the thing she did last time. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So she is going bottom right corner.
Okay.
There. Doesn't bump himself.
Yep.
Goes there.
That means we're doing a meeting next time.
That's okay. We're gonna get a lot of stuff. Yeah. And one action, and
Mm-hmm.
And because it's adjacent to our cog, we can do any of those 8 actions. So tasty.
Sweet.
But Rachel is gonna do that. This is connected to this.
So she'll
pay
actions.
us $2.
Mm-hmm.
And do a second action. So before I forget, I'm gonna take the $2 for us.
Yep.
Okay, so now she's
automatically going to take food.
Okay, so using number system, so she will use number 4. This is gaining resources.
She's using the agenda cards.
Right, there's no agenda.
So she's
cards.
automatically going to try to take food, but she cannot take food.
Okay.
So she's going to do the bottom action instead.
Okay.
Because there's no food.
Oh, right. So she's going to refill it.
And she's going to refill whatever resource she couldn't take.
Which is food.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she Yep, she refills that resource, and then I assume she takes a reputation.
Yeah, she would get money. She doesn't take money, but take a rep when she does it. So there, boom, done. And now she will take a second
another action
because she paid us the $2 because adjacent. Right? Yep. Okay. Does not place another worker. I mean, I feel like we've established that, but you know what she's doing?
Launching a shuttle.
Launching a shuttle. So this is the first time she's done this. You want to walk us through the steps for her?
Sure.
Okay.
Assigned board. She chooses the cruise based on the number system and places it above that shuttle.
Okay, so that is number 2. 1, 2. So she's taking this one. Okay. Go ahead.
If she only has, so she blah, 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 blah. She takes the guests and adds them to the cruise. If there are no guests that were pre-sold, she'll sell last-minute tickets to matching guests from the queue to fill up her cabins.
Okay, so now it's either green or purple.
Why would it be green or purple?
Because it matches the cabins.
Last-minute tickets to guests to fill up her cabins. Is it matching the cruise or the cabins?
Oh, good point. Probably both, but so in that case, let's see. Adds them to the cruise. If no guests were pre-sold, she will last minute matching the guests from the queue to fill up her cabins, following the rules from the advertise to a cruise action. So advertising for a cruise, if they
yeah, so she's searching for the cruise.
For the purple.
So she's going to take the only purple that's available.
There you go. And that will come on over there.
She doesn't need a... Yeah.
Oh, wait.
No, that's...
Oh, you're right, Colton. You're right.
What's
you're
wrong?
right. You're right. You're right. Never mind.
She doesn't launch it. She doesn't launch it unless she has 3 cabins.
3 cabins. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yep. No big deal. So she's not doing that.
She'll do the bottom
action. She's
action
build
instead.
segments, which means she's going to take 2 segments, and she's going to take a
another ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good call.
And so now she is prepared to launch the next time she pulls that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's going to take 2 blueprints. So the second one down.
Okay.
She's going to take space carts. Apparently, we sold her on it. All we're talking about it.
Did sound cool.
Did.
And then she'll take the next one, right? She just takes whatever is below the number 2?
Yeah. Hold on. She will, before she does that, if she reaches 3 segments, she immediately takes a cockpit and engine from the main card using the number system, which will be the second one. There we go. So she's taking...
Wait, though.
Yes.
The first number is only in situation... Is it only if the number exceeds 4?
Yeah.
Okay. So second one. Okay. So she's taking that one.
Okay. And now she will take a second segment.
Okay.
And again,
it's this guy.
It's continues down. It's not because that number's 3. Right. Yeah.
Paintball.
There you go.
And these refill, right?
They do.
Yep.
There we go.
Cocktail corner.
Ooh.
Sounds nice.
It does. Okay. I would like to point out that is now 4 segments. So here, when that gets covered, she's going to get that.
Now, does this conveyor?
No, there's no need. They just straight up. So 8 points worth of ships segments and get $3.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's both her actions.
Yo.
She hasn't launched yet. Right. It's back to us. And now we need to have a day in space. So a C day, if you will. So our C day is actually right there.
Mm-hmm.
And the C day is going to be this. And I like walking through it here. Each guest gains 1 bonus times the matching icons. So if you take a look at our ship, the guest does not match. It is how many times they match that. So it's going to be 1 purple. It's going to be get $1. Done.
Cool.
That's it. All right. So next, what's going to happen is going to come back. The cruise will get discarded, and the passenger will get discarded, and we're back on, and it comes in there. That's the first, or the last thing on step 1.
And when the pilot returns, you get a funding bonus.
Just like normal. Yep.
Okay. So it's our turn, but we got to take a meeting.
Yes, Alexander, exactly correct. Does she get something for the bottom part of the shuttle? That is a fair point. Normally,
she might,
but it's resources and money, so I would say no.
So you flip that guy over.
Double check. If the engine grants rep or VP, she gains it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, it's just wasted. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Cool. All right. Good. What did you say?
We're taking a meeting.
Yeah, we have no workers, so we're going to take a meeting. We're going to go ahead and play that productive meeting, which says we get 3 extra income.
Yep.
So 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Plus 5 there.
That's right.
That doesn't suck. Okay.
So this puts us in a position where we probably don't need to do this thing right now.
And so I think with our action, we schedule a ship and then we go next turn.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I mean, we still got to build segments though, right? Don't we want to build segments for our new ship?
We don't need to. We can launch this.
True.
And then while it's in space, we can work on the second ship.
But I mean, it might be nice to...
Yes, it would, but why not get that going again?
I see. Okay.
Where's the downside?
Fair. So then would you do... Well, I guess we want to make sure we have...
I guess the only... we would want an orange passenger this time.
Right.
And an orange cruise.
Yeah. So...
Because orange.
Yeah.
And second color of that.
And there's no concept of wiping those.
No, there is not.
Okay.
Those are what's available.
Got it.
You can wipe these sort of by refilling them, and you can wipe those. You can't wipe those, although there are cards that say you can take that one and that one, right?
Okay.
But no, those.
So if we're gonna hurry up and get this guy, we're gonna need at least one more advertising.
Well, wait, no, orange. 2. Orange.
Right, but we need another one to take him because we only have one advertising currently.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I see what you're saying. So we're getting 5 of these.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let's work through this.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're getting 5 things. So we're going to go
1, 2.
That's 1 of the 5 because that's 2 resources.
Yep.
That. We have 2 things left here we can get.
Mm-hmm.
1 will be that.
And then are we going to need an ad to build the upgrade?
An ad to build the upgrade.
Don't we have to spend an ad when we build the upgrade too?
No. It goes out there for free. What am I missing?
Does it look, the symbology looks like...
No, this is you need one to score. Yeah, when you're in space. But we got a little bit. We got 2 rounds for that.
So okay. So you're not thinking we're going to launch next time?
No, we are launching. Work with me.
I'm not getting it.
You will.
Okay.
Right. So what I'm thinking is we're going to need for the last one, we're going to go ahead and take that, and we're going to take. So again, we're taking this, and we'll go ahead and take another oxygen because why not? So that's our 5. Okay. However, we got 5 incomes, right?
Yep.
So therefore, we get 5 of those mixed in. So we can take 2 food, so we might as well, in $3.
Sure.
Okay. So 2 and $3, spitting 2 back, that's 5.
Yeah.
That leaves us $8, and we need 7 there.
To build those.
Which
is nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I get that now. You know what? Instead of taking the 2 resources,
we'll
do that one instead of that for one of them.
Okay, we did, right? We did need it. I was not.
No, we need 2 for this, and then later
1 more.
But here's the thing: we're not going to need that until the second.
So we would have some.
So we would have another turn. So we actually have 2 turns to do it.
I see. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, cool. So that was our recall, but now, as a part of that, we get to
an action
adjacent to one of our gears. So
you could schedule a cruise.
And that seems the obvious thing.
Because you don't want to miss out on that one that we know we want.
Right.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
makes sense.
So I think we go ahead and schedule here. Now, the only reason, actually, I see no reason, actually, to not do this. No, we're just going to go ahead and schedule it. Yeah.
Cool.
We want orange specifically, right?
Yeah, that's the only...
We could there, but we only have 3 fuel. We need 4. This needs 4, which we have 3.
Well, we do have a fuel right there.
We do, but I don't want to...
Yeah.
We don't have enough passengers to make that viable, and we don't have enough marketing to make that viable.
Cool.
So there. So now the last thing when we schedule a cruise is flip one of these.
Right. And so do we care? Do we want to start working on the 4th worker? What do you think? Like, you've played this game more than me.
Right. Okay. These are awesome.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, being able to build a cog for $2 instead of 7.
And all your cogs cost 6 or 7 now.
Correct, right?
Yeah.
So 6 or 7.
And by the way, we're only 2 away from a goal over there.
Right. So now, while I understand that this is like from an efficiency reason, we would want to do that. I don't know that we're going to get those last 3 out. But I do know we're going to want those because for goal, but
we're
also
getting 6 anyway.
Right. So I think we get it. And again, I think taking that one out makes sense. That way we can get the big boy cruises, the longer cruise if we want.
That's because that's the max length we would need.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 5 or 4, but 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a technology that allows you to spend 2 crews to go 1 step further in a turn, but that's not in play for us, so we don't need to worry about that.
Cool.
So that's going to cost us $2. And now, where do we place it? We could go there, which then allows us to build more segments without having to pay for that.
I mean, this one's also really good.
I just don't...
How many more are we gonna...
Well, the fact that the cruise coming out is going to lower the orange and the green 1 step each when we launch next turn, that seems not terrible.
Right, fair.
So therefore, I just don't know how useful that will be.
Yeah.
And honestly, my other thinking is... We were talking about going here, but we don't need the resources now.
We really don't. One day we might.
Now, we do need to build blueprints, right?
For sure.
We have the card that allows us, as an action, if there's that, we can take a 3rd action. Or we can put it here, but I don't think that's as important. I think that makes sense.
Right, because we're going to want to do this again.
Right.
Yeah. I like it.
All right.
Cool. Let's do that.
There we go. Oh, good. So yeah. All right. So that is now we have 5 of the 6 out there.
Yeah.
So that was our 1 action, and we haven't met any of the goals. Rachel has a worker. Rachel's going to party. Okay. This card has changed. Okay. Yep. So what this is now is if an expert costs less than $7, she will hire the expert.
Yep.
Okay, so first off, a worker is going out there into the corner. Go ahead.
Nope.
All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look actually at her board. This one is $3, 3, 6, 9, 12. Nope, not less than 7. 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, not less than 7. She's not taking that action.
So she'll do the next one down.
She'll do the next one. And the next one says she's going to build a development. So she will build a development in the network using the number system and working clockwise, prioritizing spaces in a network that grant a rep over those that do not.
So I just want to point out, take 2 money, and she's going to take a 2nd action.
Take 2 money.
Because it's connected.
Oh,
by
right.
your...
Yeah. Our. It's an us. It's a we thing here. Okay, so she's going to take a 2nd action. Okay.
Yeah. So...
Now, this is going to be number 3. It always starts here.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3. So she will prioritize that if she can, right?
Yeah.
Let me double check. That grants a reputation over those that do not. And working left to right, prioritizing technologies.
Yeah, she's not doing a technology because it's a different symbol.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Thank
Look
you.
at the network.
Thank you. The one above it. Thank you. Okay, prioritizing spaces in the network that grant a reputation. She builds developments top to bottom, left to right. So for her, she's going to take this one. And so my only question...
Would she just build the one that gives her the reputation first?
I think so, and then...
that seems right to me.
Yeah. So there...
Yeah.
And she is going to do like so.
That's
because
right.
now everything is connected.
And also, developments are cheaper for her. Like, when she does this, it's cheaper for her now.
Oh. We get $1.
Yeah.
Because she hit
she
that
would
threshold.
Take that first, yeah.
She took that action first, and when she did so, it now only costs $1. So
that's
there
right.
We go. All right. Hey, Space Hawk, I'm glad. All right, enjoy. Cool. Yeah, unfortunately, Twitch isn't getting a lot of love there. So, okay. Yeah. Jason says the game very much up my alley. As others have said, thank you for the playthrough and sharing your strategy and your discussions as you go. I think this is helping folks. I think so, right?
I mean, I will say, you just don't know until you sit down and play a game.
Yeah.
How much is in each decision, like how meaty each decision is.
Yep.
But sitting here at the table, like, there is actually quite a bit to think about with this game.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus running a stream. So I appreciate you being here to take some of the mental load off.
One thing I'm noticing is we forgot to flip over the tail of our new ship, but no big deal.
Minor.
NBD.
Yeah. Okay. I will get it right. Yeah. All right. So she has taken her first action.
Yep.
We've established it is connected.
Yep.
So therefore she will take, hey, now she will do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now she will count 6. Right. And that will be this one. That went quick. Starting there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I should point out, you were never allowed to have 2 cogs. I think I mentioned that before. So
she would just skip to the next one.
Yeah. Okay. She is halfway to her goal. Okay.
Yeah.
She's not in space. She hasn't met any of her goals. All right. She's done. Now it's our turn. Step 1 is return from space. Dude comes back. Income. This goes to the discard or the bottom of that stack, which is effectively the same thing. You go back into the supply.
Oh, I was really hoping you were going to shoot it.
Bang.
No, just like try and see if you can get it in there. No, I mean...
Oh, no. It's not a try. It's a clearly I'm going to.
I mean, if you can do it, why not?
No, I wanted to show that it goes to the supply, not here. It was,
fair enough.
It was a visual cue for the folks at home.
I see. Okay. All right.
So we get 2 income.
Yep.
We get a income, and then we get a income.
Yep.
So now, sure, we'll take $1 for that one.
Yep.
Right? Because again,
you could take your food now if you wanted to.
No, that was less important.
Yeah.
It was because we have resources, but it also, I mean, honestly, it's hard to pass up double.
Well, and so at what point do you start thinking about taking points? I guess is my question.
If I were an expert at this game, I would say at this point you do this. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you're. I think we're good on advertising because we're probably going to be in a position where we can take the guy. We're going to probably launch next turn.
Okay, so hold on. Wait, what? Oh, right. All we're doing. No, we're launching right now.
Okay.
So
a thing to think about.
Yes.
Right. So let's say she puts a cube in there, which she might on her next turn. If we launch now, we're going to have put a cube in there too.
Yes.
And then we're going to get this thing.
Yes.
So if we could do something now that lets us get more wings.
Which?
We can.
We can't.
Yes, we certainly can.
Well, all we're doing is getting income right now.
But then we're going to take our turn.
No, our turn is launching.
What I'm saying is,
wait to launch?
Launching doesn't get us wings, but we can take an action that gets us wings.
What is the action?
If we build those two things.
But we do that in lieu of launching. You launch or take 2 actions.
Yeah. But you're still going to get a progress token. Because that is going to...
Oh, so we wait to launch, is what you're saying.
I think we wait 1 turn to launch.
Yeah. Okay, you missed that step. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think we wait 1 turn to launch, and instead...
Yes. Okay, yeah. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
In that case, let's go ahead. You know what? Let's take another.
Okay.
I'd rather have it, not need it, and okay.
Makes sense.
All right, so that was for our pilot coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now it's our turn. That was space. Now we're going to go ahead and take 2 actions.
So we know we want to do this one for 1.
For sure.
Yep. And this is a turn where we can take 3 actions.
If we want.
Because...
Yeah, we got that.
Right.
Okay. You know what? We're not going to do that. We're going to take a buck.
Aha.
Okay. So now, might as well throw our expert out. That's
sure.
fine. So...
Wait, though. Oh, okay, it doesn't matter. They're all experts now.
Yeah, effectively.
Right. So, does it matter whether we go here or here?
So
those are the 2 options, basically,
well,
right?
if we go there...
Yeah.
It gives us
it gives us
6.
Good call. Yeah. So that's the clear choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So action 1, build these 2 segments, right? So that's going to be a total of 7
money.
bucks.
Yep.
There. And now, to be clear, this is important to note. We can build them wherever we want.
Yep. So you could make an argument for putting the
0G Circus over here.
Over there.
Right? Because that's going to launch.
Yep.
But if we build them here, we're allowed, you see what I'm saying? Like we get the 5 points from that, although we're going to get 4 points from that. So
right.
But at some point, as long as we launch this once, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So would we? I think some of the question is would we rather have points or reputation? Right, because if we're going over here, we're going to maybe lean more towards getting this reward, and if we go over here, we're going to lean more towards getting this one. Right?
I think. Yeah. Actually, no. I think we do that.
Okay.
So we have our second ship built.
Yep.
Ready to rock and roll, so we can decide which one we're going to take to space.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, here we need 2 full sets. Green, good. Orange, good. Purple, good. Hey.
Well, this happens at the end of our turn.
At the end of our turn. That's fine. But
let's not forget.
We have accomplished this. So here, it's no big deal because literally all it is this comes up there. So we don't forget that. That technically is step 3 right here.
Yeah.
But that way we don't forget it. Okay. Yeah. So that was action 1, building 2 of those.
Yeah.
So now, with the worker you place this turn, take a free action from an adjacent location as long as there are at least 2 gears connecting you to it. Do not pay the other players, which we have gears anyway. So it is, we can, you know what?
It actually has to be here, doesn't it?
Or it would be that, or we do like one of these other actions. So I'll tell you what.
So maybe we should actually be over here. So we could take this one.
Yeah, but we can't afford that.
Well, so they would let us do this for free.
Right.
And remember, we still haven't taken our second action.
Yeah. So our second action will be that. I'm fine with that.
Or this could be our free action.
Either way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So 6 of one, doesn't the other. That goes into discard.
All right.
So now we're going to refill these. So we're going to get each of those.
Yep.
So we get that. We get this. We get this. And we get a resource of our choice. And, I mean, fuel, never a bad thing. Okay, so now let's take a look at the agenda cards. So the top one is, hey, get 3 advertising. Okay, cool.
Sounds pretty good.
All right. Now, the bottom 3 here are, when launching, pay $3 less to increase 1 cabin's capacity to 3. Remember I mentioned you can get up to 7?
Yeah.
Well, that, coupled with the other one that I mentioned right there, That's how you can get to 7 theoretically, right? Paying the required food cost as usual. That's actually tempting. Pay not $3 less, but pay $3 to have a supersized room. Tempting.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yep.
Gain an additional $4 whenever you take a coffee or
take a break.
Call a meeting. You can gain 4 additional resources when taking that, provided they're available.
Meh.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to do this? Is the question.
I don't know.
I don't know that we are. But you know what? If we do this, we're definitely going to want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So just food for thought. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is action number 2.
Right.
With the card, and now we get a third action.
Yeah.
And we have a total of $3. $3.
We could spend resources.
We can build this,
Okay.
but we can only claim 1 company gold per
so
turn.
we're not necessarily in a hurry.
Right, because we've technically already called. But we could do it now and claim that next turn.
Right. Well, so the other thing is we're very close to being able to claim that one.
Wait, that will happen in 2 turns after this.
No matter which one of these we launch, we're going to have room to put an orange guy on. So could also do a blue guy. So yeah.
Yeah, options, right? So I think that's valid. I would like to point out, we've already done this bonus action by doing that.
Yeah.
So these are also options. So
that's
we could do
Go ahead and this is advertise?
Yeah. Which means that's going to get us money and it's going to get us rep.
Aha.
But we only have 1 cabin.
So we're only going to advertise to 1 guy.
So it doesn't feel
sort of lame.
Useful.
Yeah.
So I circle back. But the thing is, we don't have the cash. Oh, we have 3. To increase the capacity to 3, we have 4 advertising. For I don't know if it's worth it, but I'm just saying.
Right.
Oh, but we can, and I believe, I actually got to double check the base rule book.
Can you spend more than one in a turn?
One card.
I feel like when I was reading the rule book, it said it addresses it specifically.
Yeah, I think so, that you can. Just want to double check.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. Oh, I lied. You can accomplish more than 1 company goal at the end. Oh, that's a no-brainer then.
Go ahead and do this one?
Yeah. So, but hold on. We're launching next turn. We want to launch. We can't use all the oxygen then because we need 2.
Right.
And we only have, we have none. So we can't do that.
Yeah.
All right, getting back to the cards. Apologies. What was I think I'm just confusing it with another game where you can only do that stuff once, so I apologize.
I think it specifically calls it out in like a section towards the end where it's talking about using...
Okay, playing multiple agenda cards. Yeah, as long as they're all applicable, yeah you can. So, so it's a question of...
Right, we would definitely take these.
Yeah, those are the 2 obvious ones.
Unless, that one is good.
But we need the extra advertising for the extra customers, which that's straight up points.
I would say that, we're in the area now where we can always take an ad. And it's pretty nice to have that ad as our bonus.
But if we take the top one, we lose a rep, so now we can't take the ad.
Correct. So that's why I'm saying not.
Right.
That's another reason not.
I think we do that action, take those 2, set them over there, and we're good.
Yep.
Have a good night, Sammy.
All right.
Thanks, Maria. I appreciate it. And yes, that's it. Oh. And who was it? Gert brings up a good point. I forgot about that. At any point, just like in the Gallerist, you can drop down to cross the threshold to get something. So we could actually drop all the way down to 0
if we wanted to.
If we wanted to build that gears.
Yeah. I vote no.
Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. So that's all 3 of our action. Wow, that's
Good strong turn.
I think so. All right, Rachel.
Oh, she got to take a meeting.
She will take 2 points.
She doesn't mind if she does.
Yep. Not terribly exciting on her part.
No.
But done. Okay, our turn. Nobody in space. Let's launch, shall we?
Cool. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right. So now I'm going to go quicker to show y'all on the launching and everything. So here we go. Place the schedule cruise. We're going to go on that one there.
Yep.
We've decided we're going to go, I think we said points, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and.
Go ahead and gain Marketing Blitz first.
Okay, so we'll do both of those. So we're going to gain 3 there. And then we're going to pay $3 to
increase our cabin
to 3.
Yep.
So now we're definitely looking at 2 green. So that's going to be 5.
Yep. And then we can only afford the orange.
3, 4, 5, and then 2 more, and that'll be an orange. And you know what? That works out really well, though. That's the exact color we need.
Okay.
Because orange and green, that works out great.
Now, we got to figure out a way to get some ads before it's time to upgrade.
100%. And worst case, I'm just saying.
Fair.
So we're going to place a cube, which means we're going to have our first end of game scoring. Annual meeting, a.k.a. interim scoring there. Okay. So we have done that. Now we pay, it's going to be 4 fuel minus 1, which is really 3 fuel.
Yep.
It is 1 per segment. Oh, God.
Yeah, we got to pay
3.
We got to pay 4.
That's okay. We got it. It's going to be oxygen.
Yeah.
Is going to be 1 per segment, just 2.
Yep.
And then food. Pilot, 3 passengers. 1, 2.
Yep.
Unfortunately. 3.
Yep.
4.
Yep.
That's our 4 food.
Woo! That was close.
You saw me pause like, oh no. 5 points for having an expert, even though they count as we only get 5 points.
Yep.
We get the upgrade token, the one that is flipped. We'll go on there.
Mm-hmm.
Our pilot will flip. And nope, check
Not
that.
yet.
It is there. And
Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
So
yeah, it's definitely going to go pretty fast now. Also, pointed out, we met this goal, so that moved up. Forgot to bump that up.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
But it doesn't change what she needs to do.
No, it has no impact on her, but her doing stuff makes it harder for us. So it works one way again.
Okay.
She cheats.
Got it.
All right, so we have successfully launched. Well done. We are
good job, us.
All right, yeah, well done. That's it. We met that goal.
Yep.
Right. That was last turn. Sorry. We will meet that goal in 2 turns
coming up,
and we will meet that goal hopefully next.
Whenever we can get some money.
Yeah. So the good news is we have we have all of next turn to get ads.
Mm-hmm.
At least 1.
Just need 1. That's all we need.
That's it.
Just
all right?
1 ad.
Okay. Cool. So Rachel's turn. Hey, this one is 2 segments, so she's going to launch.
Yes.
All right. So she actually, there's only
now
1
she's doing
shift.
Thing.
Yeah, now she's launching. So go ahead.
Oh, wait.
Oh, back up.
Before her turn, we do this, right?
You're right. So here, I'm going to just put that there as a reminder. All right, company goals. So first things first is we look at the rep track, actually. And sorry about that. There we go. So the rep track, who's leading it? She is. So she is going to get a pseudo cube out here.
Yep.
Okay. And then, and that is right here. Whoever is leading gets a temporary cube on there. Okay. And then you're going to score points, wings times number of cubes. We have 2 wings times 3 cubes. That's 6 points for the good guys. And she has 1 wing times 1 cube, 1 point.
Less
That's
good.
it.
Less good for her.
So that is the meeting. Now all cubes will go there. In addition to that, this will replace one of them.
It says closest to center top. And I don't know if that means...
It's always clockwise.
Always clockwise.
So
Okay.
Now, the difference for their experts is they will never go to an empty spot.
So
they will always bump.
bump.
They will always bump the opposite player whose turn bumped them because you can't bump yourself.
That's right.
And in addition to that, we're going to put out 3 gears. And those will go, I believe,
Hang on, I got it here. Yeah.
No, it's in the 2-player.
In the 2-player rules?
Yep, I got it.
So you got it in that case.
Here. Stop. There you go. Go for it.
All right.
There we go. Combine EV and space. Kinda. I mean, there are aspects of it, right?
3 developments. Oh, that's right. We do this.
Oh, right. Okay, so we shuffle up. Go ahead, bring it. So we shuffled up the extras, and 1 got dealt out.
Yep.
And these will go out. These are the existing. So that's where that, and that is.
Yep.
So now we shuffle them up. Ken's already done that. We put another one out.
Yep. And
No, get another one.
Oh, this is the one I used originally.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, apologies.
Yeah.
So the original one, show that one too. There you go. I got them confused.
Right.
That one is the
shows
original.
that pattern.
There you go. Now this one will go there.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Would go there.
But because there's a neutral already there,
Kind of doesn't matter.
So that gets thrown away. And that one goes up
there. Yeah.
Okay.
And again, they're just little blockers, so it doesn't super matter, but
yeah.
Yep.
It makes it more expensive to build those.
Yeah.
Like for us to put one here, it's now going to cost us, nope, never mind. Carry on. It
doesn't make them more expensive, right?
Wrong thing. It's to use them. You're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. So that was the scoring. Now she's launching. Go ahead. Walk us through the Rachel launch.
All right. A shuttle that hasn't been launched.
Checks out. That's
only viable one, right?
Yep. There we go. Okay.
So assign and board. She chooses the cruise based on the number system.
Okay.
Cruise number 1
is 1.
Yep.
So she will choose. Oh, hey, there you go. She's going party in the big space. Okay.
Yep. She then takes the guests, the ones that are assigned.
Okay.
And adds them to her cruise.
Okay. So that'll be purple and green, and it really doesn't matter where they go, but okay.
If she only has 1 cabin but takes 2 guests, the other one is randomly added back to the queue and the 3 add cost. Yep, that didn't happen. She places a progress cube.
By the way, when we launched, forgot to fill, because again, I don't have the C in front of me, and so we'll refill them both, but go ahead. Yeah.
Yep. So she places a progress cube.
Right. So now, here we go. Okay.
She pays resources. Compare the printed fuel cost of the cruise to Rachel's fuel row on her board. 5 there, 3 here. Yeah. If the cruise's fuel cost is higher, she will spend reputation to supplement the cost.
Okay. So rep. So taking a look, this is doing exactly what we had to do too. She doesn't cross that threshold. She has to cross that one as 1, and she has to cross that one.
Ooh, that's a big
2.
spend
That
for
was,
her.
But hey, she wanted to get into space. It's been a while.
Yep. Score the cockpit.
Okay, so that is going to be 1 point for every segment built. That's going to be 4 points for her.
4 points. 4 points. Yep.
Okay.
All right. And flip the cockpit over, which she did. Load up. She adds a launch tower token to her engine. She'll add tokens from her bottom 4 in any order because she's not getting the bonus, so it doesn't matter. Right. If she were to complete the and hire that guy, then she would take the 1 victory point token out and start getting 2 victory point tokens each time. Yeah. So, and then she lifts off. Place one of her workers into the cockpit. Add a new cruise to the marketing board.
Right, which that's the step that we consistently forget.
Yep. Okay.
Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
All right. So
her cockpit scored differently. She scores the core victory point of the cockpit plus the VP on all segments of the shuttle. Per Colton.
yes, you are correct.
So 6 more points for her.
So another 6. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Somebody's closer.
Somebody's closer. All right. So let's go back because we forgot to do this again for us. So first off, purple is going to drop down. All the purples.
Ah, okay.
And then
we should get.
There are 3 more that come out, and they will be purple.
All purple?
I believe so.
Okay, they don't replace the ones that we took?
I don't believe so in the rule book. Oh, no, right here. For each destination on the new cruise, move all matching guests in the queue down. Okay. Add new guests matching the destination of the new cruise to the top. Yeah, so 3 purple get added. That's why the smaller cruises are not great for
And so do these get...
So now those would happen. No, they all go there.
They all go here. I see.
And now we will add another cruise from the top here.
Okay.
And then all green would drop, but there are no green.
None.
And then there are 2 here.
So 2
Those are green. 2 green come. And it is... Remember earlier when I said almost always you're going to come from here?
Yeah.
Except here.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, and it sort of seems like maybe lower player count games, you're going to have more of these guys in the lower...
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, so to be clear, TK, I believe that's TK, by the way. The Kinson Key says, just to clarify on her cockpit scores, she does not score the criteria of the cockpit, just the victory points shown on the cockpit, plus the segment VP. Okay, so to be clear...
So she would score...
7. 5. 5 total. So here, hold on, we'll go through it. Okay, so looking at her ships, it is 1, 2, 5, 7.
I see.
7. So we gave her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So we gave her 3 too many.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks. I assume TK. Cool. And Colton. The core value of it. Yeah, I see what Colton said there. My bad on that. All right, so she is launched.
Cool.
Now, that was one. Yeah, she's just taking one action. She could do that as a second action, but if she does it as a first, she's not going to get a second action because no adjacency.
I see.
Right?
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Unless there was lift up to okay.
Yeah.
If launching was the second action. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Should be a quick, easy reference. Nothing you ever have to calculate. All right. Got it. Yep. All right. Cool. Thanks, TK. All right. So just making sure that should have gone back
returns,
up.
yeah.
Right. And I'm just taking stock. Okay. So we're going to have a day in space, y'all.
Yep.
So here we go. Day in space. That is going to be, they gain a bonus matching the icons. Each guest gains a bonus matching their icons. So there are 2 green.
4 money.
And 2. That's going to be, like you said, no, that 4 points, sir.
Oh.
And there is 1 orange times 1. That is 1
reputation.
That'll work. Hey, look, now we're back to that.
Yeah, which is nice.
All right, so now it's our main action.
Yeah. So as long as we bump somebody...
Yes, then we are golden.
We're golden.
In other words, we either go there. Now, we had to spend that card for resources, so unfortunately...
We don't get the fancy thing there.
What? Doesn't mean, we're broke.
Yeah, we
need everything.
So...
Wow, we have no cards. We have no resources. We have no money, and we have no advertising. But we got a lot of dudes in space.
And we have a lot of points.
And we have a fair bit of points.
Yeah. So... building another shuttle wouldn't be terrible.
Because that would both give us a third shuttle,
Yep.
which endgame scoring, that seems good, but also immediate something.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, so this is an interesting edge case. So if we bump this expert worker,
yes.
remember how he always bumps?
Yeah.
He can't.
Ooh, there's an interesting one. Okay, TK and Colton. Here's it. Okay, so let's work our way through it. If we were to bump this worker,
yeah,
he's an expert. Experts do not go to empty spaces.
Yeah,
but they also don't bump
your own
worker. But all of her workers have been recalled and then are in space. What do you do in that case? There's a question that you don't know.
I think this is a real edge case.
It really
got to be pretty rare for her to not have any people on board.
There, right?
So.
Yeah. Huh. That's interesting. My guess is I would think go to an empty spot.
That's what I would guess too.
Because that feels like
seems right, but
yeah.
It might make more sense to go here anyway.
Why?
Because I don't know if we really want to do this.
Oh, because we're not gonna really have the cash.
Right.
That is a fair point. So actually, if we did both those things, oh, but we don't have the card to discard. We can't take a fourth ship because we don't have permission because we don't have that. If that expert has no one to bump, it will go to an empty spot as a last resort. Yeah. That makes sense.
Makes sense. Yep.
Okay. Hold on. Another option?
Yeah.
If we did that, and then we do that. Okay. I don't know if this is the most efficient. And the question is, can we do it somewhere where we get $6? No. No, never mind. What I was saying is we go here and get the expert.
Which costs us 9 currently.
No. Wrong thing. Sorry. Oh, we can't bump ourselves. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Ignore me completely.
I mean, we could just take a meeting. Seems bad.
Oh, because we could then get one. Ugh.
Yeah, seems bad. I don't love it as an idea, but it is something we could do. Right. Keep in mind, if we do this, we're going to get resources.
Because we're bumping them, right?
Right. Yeah. So check it out. Let's say we do this as our action. We're going to get the bump.
Right.
We take that guy. We get one of these, then we could use it to do that if we wanted to.
Done. I like it. Like where your head's at. All right. So we are going to bump. That will, again, we've already established. Well, that's a regular worker anyway.
Yeah, so he would do that. Matter. Yes, that's right.
Okay. So now we bumped. All of our workers act like expert workers. Mm-hmm. So by bumping, we get an income. And because we have an income, we also get one of these. We'll go ahead and take the advertising. And the income...
I can't see why it wouldn't be a money right now. Am I wrong?
But
I know we're going to want to launch another cruise here pretty soon, but...
Well, that's probably 2 turns away. So the 2 resources is hard to pass up. Is the $1 going to help us in any meaningful way? I don't think so. I would rather take the 2 resources, honestly. But if you feel strongly on the $1,
no. I mean, I think 2 resources is obviously twice as good as 1 money. Are we going to do? If we do this action, we're going to get 5 money, I guess. No, we'll get 4 money.
Yeah, we'll get 4 and another
resource or no other reputation.
Yeah.
So we're getting 4 money.
Yeah.
Okay. So
there is a short cruise where we don't need fuel.
Okay.
We are going to need 2 food no matter what.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, I feel good about us being able to get a purple worker for that one.
Yeah, I like our chances. Fair. So that was for the bumping. Now we're
Yeah.
going to take a ship.
Yeah.
And I mean, the rep one, I feel like we're going to be moving up the rep track that of those. That feels like the best ship to take anyways, plus for the other reasons. So we're going to get here. So that is going to get us an ad and a agenda card. So there. And then while I'm here, we'll get another ship out. So there's that for the bottom. And this is score 3 points for every bonus or for every empty spot in your launch tower.
Yeah.
So now let's see. That will go there. So we got the ad, and then we're going to take an agenda card.
Yep. And it's sort of it doesn't matter because we're about to spend it to do this,
the
right?
The only thing it would matter for is which one we want to unveil.
Okay.
Right? Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Right.
And one that we might actually use. We're not going to... Yeah, so fine. We'll go here.
Yep.
Okay, there. That's that action. Now we're going to do the bottom action. The bottom action says you got to discard a card. And when you discard, you don't get that resource to point out.
Right.
Because you're discarding it as part of that action. Mm-hmm. And then, for that part of the action, you can choose to fill any one of these. Get $1 for every one. We'll go oxygen. So that's 1, 2, 3, $4 and a
reputation.
There. And that will be $4. That... We went from having literally nothing to, okay, that's
not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, we actually have resources now. We got all that. That's our second action. Company goal, no, we're still at 5. We've gotten that one, and this momentarily.
Yeah.
Okay, we are done.
Yep.
Okay, Rachel now.
She gets a day in space.
She does. So her day in space is,
should place an upgrade.
Is that a trick question? I want to, here it is. Day in space. Gains a rep for every guest on the cruise.
Okay.
So she gains 2 rep.
All right.
That's her day in space.
Cool.
Okay, done.
So she doesn't put those doohies out ever, her little upgrade token?
Upgrade token. Those, you mean these?
Yeah.
Good question. But it's a day in space that's only on destinations anyways.
Oh, I'm sorry. That is a destination. She's on a destination. Sorry,
she is.
Yeah, my terminology was backwards.
Oh, back it up. Okay. Destination. If it's the first destination of the cruise, she drops it on the leftmost empty space on the destination. There we go.
And then she scores it.
She scores all of her guests at the destination. So each of these, she pays ads.
Yeah.
Right? Even though she doesn't pay ads. So it's going to be 8
points. Woo!
Somebody's in the lead.
Yep.
There we go. Okay, good.
All right.
Not a day in space. That's a destination.
Okay. And then now she's going to do that 2 more times, I guess, right?
But she won't drop that.
So it'll only be 6 points?
Yes. So 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah,
Yikes. All right.
Okay.
And now it's her turn, her actual turn.
Yeah. She would like to take a turn. Yeah, that's, again, launching is powerful, right? Okay,
not quite the bottom card yet. Oh,
this is the bottom card.
Yeah.
So now we are going to flip that over as per the rules.
Yep.
And now expert, again, 7 and 4 respectively. This is 2, 4, 6, 8.
No.
Not less than. And this is
3, 6, 9.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So she will not do that. She will do that instead, which is a network.
And so she's placing here.
So she will, right. She's placing worker right. Yeah.
Okay.
Step 1. So there. Okay. So we get bumped. So we now get an income, which more of those seems good. So that'll be 1 and 1.
Yeah, we're going to need those, I guess.
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
Okay, so now she will do her networking. Okay. So she'll build a development using a number system, prioritizing those that have rep, right? They give her rep. So again, there's only 4. So she would use number 2, But there you go. Empty spot. Always go top to bottom, left to right.
And she takes her reputation.
There we go. And sorry, she went here, correct?
Mm-hmm. So she is not connected to the action she took.
She took this, which is there, and there's no join. She's done. Now, if you would be so kind.
Shuffle.
Yes. Yeah, I did that right. Okay. All right. She is done. No company goals. Our turn. Now we're going to have a destination. So orange destination. Now we have a choice. Okay. When we do this is we can unlock an upgrade or we could wait before upgrading for when we hit the green location.
Right.
So these are, this one's pretty good. For the orange is immediately gain a funding bonus for every cube you have on the progress track. That's 3.
Okay.
For now on, gain a funding bonus every time you place a cube on the funding track.
Wow.
Okay. This is immediately gain the bonus on 1 upgrade token and then remove it from your launch tower. So that's how you could, like, get that.
So just suck a bonus off.
Yeah. I mean, not the term I would use, but sure. And 4 ships in 4 segments. Those are the options. We're not waiting.
So it's not. You wouldn't want to take the bottom one because you don't get the printed bonus.
Gain the bonus and then remove it from your launch tower.
So if we take the bottom one, we could get 4 advertising, which would let us score more easily, right?
Yes.
And then it also would now make that other guy cheaper. And we're going to want to buy him because that's going to score us 10 points at the end of the game.
Facts. I would say higher, but yes. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, all valid. I mean, 100%. But the only thing is, like we were talking about,
the old 2-point token
every time, right?
I can hear. Well, so I don't know how easy it is to get, but aren't we going to end up spending 5 ads on these guys?
1, yes, and we have 4. So okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So here we will go ahead and do this one.
Yep.
We will throw that away.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna put it upside down over by our board so I don't make a huge mess. That gives us 4 more ads, giving us 8. Cool. Awesome. And now we score. So for every orange worker, we spend 1 ad. For everyone that isn't orange, I'll cut. There we go. For everyone that isn't orange, spend 2 ads. So that's going to be a total of 5 ads. Don't have to, but I mean, that's 12 points.
Yeah.
That seems good.
38.
Yeah,
Getting there.
It's an option. So there's that. Okay. And also, so that was we're going to go ahead and just move that over.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I realize but I don't want to forget.
Yep.
That'll go there.
Right.
Okay. So that was our destination.
Mm-hmm. And now we can do our thing.
Now we can do
an action.
Yeah. We have $4. We really have 5 or 1 short to place a gear.
Mm-hmm. If we bump this guy though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's what we're doing. And then that will bump. That's a regular worker, not an expert.
So he goes there.
There we go. Okay. So
we could just take 2 money.
We're gonna want the
ad
when we get there.
Right. Good point.
That's gonna be.
It's 4.
1, 2, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want
a money
ad
and an ad,
and then 1 money. No. 2 oxygen, because that's 2 money.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Nice.
So that was our bump. Our next action is that.
Our first action.
Right. So that is 6.
Mm-hmm.
That is 3 oxygen.
And 3 money.
And 3 cash.
Yeah.
Where are we going to put it? That's for getting Or. Yeah, okay, I like that. Yeah, I like where your head's at. Good call. And
right.
hey, that is now there.
Yep.
And I'd like to point out next time anybody launches, that's the end of the second, right?
Right.
Okay.
She's not ready to launch yet, but we're pretty close.
Yeah. So that's action number 1.
Yep.
That felt good. Let me see. Yeah, checks out. Did feel good.
So we're here.
We are.
We don't have enough money to go there. Although I guess we could spend. It'd be pricey.
Let's not.
Rep-wise. Yeah.
Hear me out.
Don't hate it.
Gives us a rep. It gives us a ad and a resource. Gets rid of that one, which we're not and might give us some good cards.
Yeah, that's right. That's our second action. Yeah.
I mean, the other option
would be taking 2.
Yeah, exactly. And we
not good.
Yeah. I think so.
Building directly from.
It's just we don't have the money.
Yeah. So let's wipe it and do it.
Okay. So now we don't get this one. So we get a rep.
Yep.
And we didn't take the one that gives us. No, we didn't. Okay. One we did not that. We get that right.
A resource.
So add and a resource. You know what? If just indulge me, that would a minimum 1 fuel. We have 2 food. We're going to need oxygen. So oxygen makes the most sense.
Agreed.
All right. What do we got up top there?
That's just gain 4 money when you break. Why is that upside down? All right.
Prototype, man. I know they're opposite what you would think
they are absolutely.
All right, so what do we got here? Overtime. You want? Oh God, that is so good because normally launching is your turn.
Yeah,
launching is your second action,
and you can take that worker and put him in the cockpit.
That is, I think, that's my favorite card in the game that I've come across. 1 destination up to 3, regardless of the color, can score. Oh God, without using any ads. I told you, everything's overpowered.
Spicy.
It just depends on when.
Yeah, it's situational for sure.
You may take up to 3 additional blueprints, and so that means you can take 5 blueprints, and you can refill after the first 2. And then you can choose a non-paired, this is the one I talked about earlier, cockpit and engine, and then you can build 2 blueprints immediately. Ooh. Build 2 segments.
Fancy.
Those are good cards.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely better than what was available when we wiped.
Agreed. We're done. We've taken all of ours. Well done. We've done all the company goals.
Yeah, I mean, this means like we're going to score 8 points here, minimum.
Yes. Right now, that is
12.
12. So, yeah.
And if we can launch next time,
it
could be 16.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Cool.
Her turn.
So
she's got a day in space.
No.
Or she's got a destination. Damn it.
Words matter. I hear Kyle in my head. All right. So having a green day. Do you have the time? Okay. So it's not the first destination. So she's not going to, she doesn't have a launch token.
Just going to score 6 points.
Just going to straight up score 6 points, like you said.
Congrats, Rachel.
Good. She has 0 workers.
Oh.
So you know what she's going to do?
Have a meeting?
Have a meeting and score 8 points. She's like, okay, that didn't feel good. Come here, Rachel. We'll give you a hug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to us.
All right.
We've got a day in space.
Boy, do we. All right. So, day in space for us, that is
a rep and 4 points.
Gain 1 bonus for each matching. Right. So, 4 points and a rep. Yeah, checks out. There we go. 4 points. Sorry. Okay, you got that. Okay. We have advanced that. We're good. We're done. And now we have to call a meeting as well. I hate doing that. Larg.
Well.
Okay. 2 bonuses. 2 bonuses. Ads.
2 ads down there. Yeah.
For sure. And now 2 income.
We definitely want oxygen.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to take 2 resources. So that's going to be 1 for sure there. And then I think we take an engine or go-go juice.
Because it could let us take that.
So it allows us to take any of those.
Yeah. Cool.
And now we're ready to launch, except for, we got to schedule a launch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've taken that, and now I think
take one action.
I think we do that action, right?
So which one do we, if we had our druthers, which one would we take?
I love that you're the only other human I ever hear say use
druthers?
That turn.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's look here. So we have blue, or singles of anything else. So, oops.
But I mean, we're not eligible to do that one. If we're going to launch next turn, we're basically going to do that one, right?
Purple
so probably orange. Purple.
So
do we care about the longer one versus the shorter one, or would we rather just get back?
I think we'd rather go and get back.
Great.
Think. So,
all right. So let's schedule that one.
Yeah, I think that's the right answer. And now, we come over to our board. And the question is, what do we want?
So, I would say it's we either go ahead and start doing the points, or maybe take one of the other bottom ones off.
Right, because then it's only $3 for the expert, which we're going to want to do. We're short on money right now. We only have $1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that feels like the right answer is money, because it's not only given us $4, it's actually given us 7.
7, talk me through it.
-3 for the expert, which we're going to want. So it's really $7.
I like that argument.
That feels like the right thing to do, right? So that will flip over there. And
trade your
we'll
one
take
for a
4,
5.
and there we go. Done. That's our one action. We're done. We don't need to worry about that anymore. All right.
Yep.
Rachel, have you a day, a destination? Hey, you guessed it.
6 more points.
Okay. Now she has a worker. She would like to say, get your crap out of the way. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6. So that'll be 2 of the double 3s.
Big boys,
save a little space there. Okay. All right. We've already cut. We've shuffled all that fun stuff. She would like to power through some cards, and she is placing that right there.
So she's taking a second action.
She's taking a second. Yes.
Yep.
All right. So she's going to draw cards. However, it's full. So she's going to draw, starting at number 2.
That's all right.
Yeah, I still don't like it.
Yep.
Just saying.
I hear you. And then
she's going to draw 2 cards. The number doesn't matter because there's only 2 cards to choose.
Wow. Enjoy your cards, lady.
All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, in our last playthrough, there were a couple times the guys took back-to-back actions because the cards were awesome like that.
Yeah, they're good.
She still has not met any of her goals. It's now our turn.
Yep.
So we will be at a destination.
Yeah.
So the destination is going to be unlock the upgrade. So there are no upgrades to unlock because we chose to do it at a previous destination. But we can score if we want. So the blue
cost 1.
That is going to be a total of 4.
Yep.
And we're going to score 9 points because we have 3 passengers. So 9 points, 42 to 51.
All right.
Done. That seemed good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we can take an action.
Yes. I would argue we take 2 of them. So we've already scheduled.
Mm-hmm. We could launch.
Why don't we?
Certainly could.
The only argument, I guess, to not launch
would be to go ahead and get the
get blueprints or the extra expert.
Right. It hadn't occurred to me that we absolutely have to launch that ship and not lose 5 points.
Well, that seems like a good idea.
I agree. I just hadn't worked that through.
However, if we launch, we have the other scoring, and we're currently in the lead right now, which gives us an extra cube.
So maybe even if we somehow don't get that into outer space,
it's -5, but we're still because I think we go ahead and launch.
Okay, cool.
All right,
I'm with it.
All right, so we're gonna work through the steps again.
Yep.
So here we go. So place schedule. Oops. Stand up, be proud. That was there, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. We need that one.
Yep.
That'll be 2 of the
It'll be-
3.
It'll be 1 of the 3.
Oh, because we have that. Facts. Look at us thinking ahead. Boom. He's back for he enjoyed the trip so much.
He's like, that distillery was amazing.
Woo! Yeah. I hear they have this limited cask there. So they're,
He loved it.
Yeah, oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Single barrel.
Yep.
All right. So we've done that. We paid for that. We placed the progress cube. Ayo. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this as the temporary because we're going to be in the lead.
Yep.
We pay resources. It is going to be 1 fuel. It's going to be 2 oxygen and 2 food because we don't have 1 there.
Let's dig it.
We're going to score the cockpit. That is 1 point per segment. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 points there. Then load up. And here comes Rusty.
Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Woo! All right. We need to, last step, bring that back out. All right. So, purple and orange, drop down. Okay, there we go. And then there is 1, and we go left or right. It's going to be purple. A lot of we're adult centric here, right? So, all right. There we go. Good call, Gert. Yep. All right. We have launched. No more company goals. We will have a scoring, however. So, here we go. So, we get the virtual cube because we are leading in rep. So, that is 4 times 4. That sounds like 16 points. We are smoking her like a pack of cools. That is 16 is 6171.
Yep.
Currently, at least. Smoking her. She has 1 times 1. That is
not so good, Rachel.
Did I explain? Did I?
Oh, man, don't make her feel bad.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. And now, that obviously will replace that one.
Yep.
And then these 3, we will draw another of those bad boys. And that is going out. Let's see.
Doesn't need to go there.
It does go here.
Yep.
And in the far right.
This one?
No. Yeah, tech. Yep. There you go. And the last one doesn't work. Or it doesn't go.
Doesn't go. Yep.
Okay, cool. There we go. All right. Cool. All right, so that can go back as well.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're done with those now, right?
Yeah, that will not happen again.
Cool.
And now, Rachel, now she will have, tell me, what's she going to have, Ken?
She's going to have a day in space.
Now, why, yes. Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
She gets two
She
reps.
gets a rep for everyone on the cruise. All right, cool. And you know what she's going to do? Score a point.
Oh, sorry, Rachel.
Yeah, don't make her feel bad.
She really should have planned better and gotten one of those advanced workers before she launched her ship.
Yeah. I think she did poor planning on her part.
Yeah.
Hold on, Rachel. I have something for you.
Oh. If she ends up beating us, this is going to look bad.
It's going to look, plan better. Play better, Rachel. I'm just saying. We'll let you have that. Okay? All right, cool. Let's see. Done. Just taking stock.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. All right. Now, we are actually going to have 2 things happen in space for us.
So we return home with one guy.
So that one comes home. So we will get our normal incomes. That will go away. These guys had the time of their lives. They're going to tell their friends.
Yep.
That was an amazing trip. I'm glad they're happy. Done. Then, hold on, before we do that, sorry. Let's go ahead and get our 2 incomes. So that is a resource or another. And I think at this point we do a resource and 2 resources. Hear me.
Okay.
We want to launch this.
Yes. So
I think with the action,
go.
right? Yeah. So 3 resources. So I think we're good there. I think we go, I mean, it could go 1 there and 2 food there.
Yeah.
That work for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we're going to have us a day in space. So they're going to gain purple, and purple is going to be $1 because of, as you're pointing to up top there. Okay. Done. And now take our action. Okay. What are we going to do? We need to schedule a cruise.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
We have enough resource. We're short 1 oxygen, to be clear.
So here's another thing to say. So this one scores at the end no matter what, right?
All of them score no matter what.
Okay. So we could spend $3 to get our last worker. And we'd have to spend 1 more because of Rachel. If we went here.
It's worth it. It's worth it because then when the new worker comes over, we're going to get both of those things.
So then we're not scheduling. Or we could schedule and
do that.
And then we could do this next time, I guess.
Or we could just bump them and do both and pay the extra $2. Because the money...
But it's an extra $4 right now. Because we're below the 2. We're just below the reputation threshold.
What? Whoa. No, you're right. You're right. No, we go here.
We go there. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
So
since we're doing both of those.
Agreed. So I think we schedule first. It might not matter.
Sure.
Question is, what do we schedule? We also need blueprints, right? And I would argue we don't need that. We need that.
Just skip that step.
We could, as an option.
I hear that. That makes sense.
Okay.
So whatever the cheapest ones are then, really.
I think so.
Yeah.
Right? So that is $4 in a wrap, $3 in a wrap, $3 in a wrap. So that looks like green.
It's those 2, right?
So in a perfect world, that's green. So that looks like that bad boy.
Yep.
Let's just go and come back. Yeah.
Yeah, and that way we don't need fuel.
Right.
And we'd basically only need 1 oxygen.
Yes.
Right?
Agreed. Which we're about to take here in a minute.
We are going to need some ads, though.
We are going to need some ads. So now, the question is, now that we've scheduled, by the way, this should have gone there when we launched. My bad.
So then we spend 3 to take the guy.
Well, hold on. We flip one of these.
Why? Oh, because we scheduled.
Because we scheduled.
Oh. So we could take the ad now.
Right. But again, I would like to point out, again, I'm just, you had mentioned like,
I think it's too late now. Right?
So we passed that threshold.
Yeah, I think we passed the threshold.
All right, cool.
Because I mean...
Yeah. Oh, it's going quick.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll take the 1 ad that we know we're going to need.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
And then that worker comes in and we get a funding bonus too, right?
Right. Oh, well, we have now we are actually taking the
second action. Yeah.
And that will be $3. So here, there. So we get that worker. So we get a funding bonus and that.
So there's that other ad we would definitely want. So
there. And now the funding bonus. And
we currently can't take ads, right? Until we launch?
Correct, because it's covered. Yeah. So resources, a point, or again,
I mean, we know we need the oxygen, so why not just take the... Yeah.
So we go 1.
And then something else, like maybe a fuel in case we...
Just in case, there, again, no downside here. Okay, that's all of our actions. We're done. Rachel is coming back home. So Rachel, for hers, there. So this will come there. She gets a point.
Yep.
Here, let me just prove my... Oh,
ooh.
Talking smack and I missed. All right, that goes there. Okay.
Yep.
Now, the other advantage here, Alexander, is we're getting a little bit lucky. Plus, there's 2 of us, and we're pretty smart, pretty good at it. Well, okay, he's smart, and I have fair bit of experience with this.
I mean, so it's so interesting though, man. So you guys can never ever see this. but like 30% of Edward's brain is occupied by the stream. So like when you play a game with Edward not on stream, it is actually different than playing with him on the stream. You know this about yourself, right?
No, what? No, I'm serious.
You are like so much more likely to win when you're not on stream.
Really?
Totally.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean the brain power. Because I'm director, producer, all that.
It's definitely true.
Sure. So I'm decent at games.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay.
So
okay. So she did her space.
Yeah.
And now, hold on, just let me check. That is second launch. That is sixth segment.
Yeah.
Nope, she still has it. So here, now she's going to take hers. All right, just make it sure.
She's closing in on some of them.
On all of them.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of which,
checks out.
time.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So 7 or again, this is changed.
Okay, where's she placing?
7 and 4, right?
Yeah.
So she's placing here.
Yep.
That is getting expert worker. So
she is going to take 2 actions. Yep.
This worker is 2, 4, 6 there.
Yep. So
and the other one is 9. So she is going to hire this one. Point.
Yep.
Okay. So she hired her worker.
And now she's going to take another action.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Just making sure I'm not just trying to slow down. And okay. So now she is going to take actions, not refill. But she will gain resources.
Yeah.
She targets an agenda. Oh, there are no agenda cards.
No, it's fine. She just does this. 3 food.
Oh, right. Okay. There is no food.
No, there is.
She takes it.
Yeah.
She takes 3 food.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's right. Yep. What?
Hold on.
Gain resources. Using the number session, she targets agenda card. If there are no cards in the column, she'll take 3 of whichever resources listed on the top of the agenda discard.
You're right.
Yep.
I'm sorry. You're right.
She's good.
You're good. Okay. All right.
That was not as bad as it could have been, for sure.
Yeah, for real.
I really thought she was going to like bust through some of her.
I bet.
Yeah.
She's having an off day.
Yeah.
All right, our turn. We're going to have a day in space. Check that. Destination. Purple.
All right. Yep. So.
All right. So we are unlocking an upgrade, and we will. So this is, so now we are back to purple. This is when launching. You spend 2 rep to increase the guest capacity. How about whenever you gain rep, gain an extra rep?
Yes.
That sounds good. Okay. And now we're going to spend 1 ad there.
To get 5 points.
That's going to be 5 points.
1 ad for 5 points sounds nice.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're
now
done
we take our turn.
Now we take our turn. Okay.
We're going to build, we thought.
We need segments, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think we can launch next turn.
Yeah.
So we can't get any more up there other than by by launching. So building segments, but the problem is we have $3.
Not enough money.
Okay. So if we were to refill first,
we'd get a money.
We would get $1.
2 reputation.
Because of the plus, right? So we would be there. And $1, that would be $4. That is build 1.
Still not enough.
Yeah. Okay, hear me.
Yeah.
If we go here, we can build or acquire blueprints, right? And then something we haven't done
is get money by
exactly right
scheduling guys, yeah,
or a guy. It would be
a guy.
It would be $1 and 2 rep because we would get a rep and then get it. So we're getting 4 rep by doing that. And again, we're getting to 15 here.
We would love it if we did.
Right.
Yeah. So okay, I'm with it.
I mean, plus the extra bonus of these things. So there.
So he auto bumps Rachel. Yep.
There. And she's like, now I have a ton of work. Sure, now I do.
I give her point.
Okay, so we're going to take...
the 2 that we felt like, well, now we don't have... But we still probably do want to take these.
Well, hold on. The bump. So we get a funding bonus. And because it's an expert, we get a second... No, we get 1 funding bonus and we get that.
Yeah.
So this will be an ad. Maybe. Actually,
we need it?
No, I think it'd be a resource.
I think we're close enough to the end of the game. We may not need it. Yeah, so I think we take a resource.
So,
but again, do we need it?
Well, we're taking one of those two. Right.
I guess they all count for a third of a point at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But we definitively know.
I mean, if we can launch twice, I'd like to launch twice.
Sure. I mean, great. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so in that case, resource.
Yeah. So you know what? 1 and 1. So we get 1 there. Oh, and
yeah. Sure.
So 3 total, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 from that and 2 from the income.
Yeah.
Done.
Yep.
Okay. So now let's go ahead and do this. That is going to cost us 3 ads.
2.
Minus 1, 2. You're right. And that will be green.
Yep.
That will be $1 for that.
Yep.
And then it will be 2 rep.
Yep.
Why did I think we were getting another rep from somewhere?
Well, we might have if we did this. We talked about it earlier.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
So 1, 2 because of that. There we go. Okay.
So we advertised.
So we did this, and now we're going to take a couple of blueprints. And to be clear, the ones we talked about, I believe, were those.
Yeah, and I mean, this one is pretty much the same as this one. It doesn't really matter. No,
it does. Kid Zone or Fun Park. Fun Park to me.
Fun Park seems better.
I mean, who doesn't love burgers? I mean,
Burger Bar is better.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it's just better.
Yeah, definitively.
Yeah.
All right, slide, refill. What do we got coming out?
Opera theater.
Ooh, and wine tasting.
No, dining deck. We're coming straight off of this one. So yeah, wine tasting would be nice, but no dining deck.
So yeah. So TK says also they're playing co-op and playing really well. So I would imagine they would beat the medium difficulty, but it could still be close.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? That's fair. Hopefully this is entertaining still.
I think so. Yeah.
And at the end, I'm going to talk about how you can scale the game as well. All right. I just didn't want to get blown out of the water by playing hard.
Yep, fair.
That's all I'm saying, and embarrass myself.
Yep.
All right, so we've scheduled. We've taken 2 blueprints. We're done.
Yep.
All right, Rachel's turn. Nobody in space. So here she
taking
goes.
an action.
All right, going to the top right. Hey, thanks.
Definitely taking 2 actions.
And that comes back. So we get a funding bonus, and we get another add.
Yep.
There, and the funding bonus
can be 2 resources if we want it.
Now, we're talking about maybe launching twice.
Yep.
1, 2.
Yep.
Okay, done. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, so now she is going to schedule a cruise, not advertise. So choose a cruise, the 3rd one down, and she's going to advertise for it, and that'll be both of these. That's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
And she is going to get
reputation.
Right. So that is going to be 2.
Yep.
And there you go. You got it. Okay. So she has done that. Second action. And that if it's below $4, it's currently at 9 because of that. So she will not do that action.
That's right, but
instead she will do that one, and that will
draws
be
her ever closer.
And this will go to number 1, starting here, there.
Yep.
Okay.
She's really close to finishing up that goal now.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we have a day in space, we complete this.
Coming home.
So there, 2. I will say we have abused the ever living crap.
This is amazing.
Yeah. I have not seen anybody use it to this efficiency.
I feel like you guys talked in the discussion after one of the playthroughs.
Yeah.
About how
only stuff.
Maybe you don't necessarily need to get the expert workers.
Right.
But with this setup,
Yeah, that's
they have been
that is powerful.
Very good.
We have taken 1 billion extra resources.
Yes.
So to be clear, yeah, and we'll talk. Look, we don't do roundtable stuff in sponsored streams. But I will say that we found something,
a strong synergy.
Yeah, and then we abuse the hell out of it, which is what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
So there you go. Okay,
that's modern Europe.
Yeah, we are close to the end of the game. It might not seem like it, but we are 3 turns from the end of the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So we have brought that back from space. We need to build those.
Yeah.
That is going to be a total. Yeah. So we're going to go. Let's see. There and refill. That seems pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
How much money do those cost us in total?
3.
Okay. So if we went here,
it's going to cost us 1 to do that and 1 to do that.
Yeah. But we would also get the double funding bonus, which I don't know if is important.
I don't think we need it.
All right.
I really don't.
Yep.
I think we go there. We build these for 3.
Yep.
Okay. We're going to just do like this. A moment. A little housekeeping. There we go. Just getting ready to launch. So we have the fun park. It's noisy, so by the engines. That makes sense.
That's smart.
Yeah. And the burger bar. So we're good to go there. We have built. And then we refill these.
Oh, spend your money.
Sorry. So that's going to be 3.
Yep.
Refill them all.
Okay.
So that is going to be 1
2
rep, which is 2 rep. That is 1 add.
1 money. And
a resource of our choice, which literally can only be fuel. There you go.
This one would have been handy at some points in the game. Pay 2 fewer for each one you build.
Yeah, that's nice.
Take an agenda, then discard all remaining agenda cards.
And get the bonuses.
And gain all bonuses, yeah.
Pay $1 to gain both of these and get 3 of each for $1. That's awfully good. Yeah. Normally, again, when this isn't there. As a free action, take a cockpit and action engine pair. You can take the bonus as usual, or take a bonus on any other engine. So
it's sort of a way to give you flexibility, like
100%.
Yep.
Okay, that's both of our actions. We are done, and now Rachel. Here we go.
She has people, so she can take an action.
And she is going to place that there.
Which bumps you automatically.
Us. And,
right.
And so I think...
resources?
No resources.
Fair.
So here is $1.
Yep.
And I think at this point, a point.
Sure. Makes sense.
Okay. So now she is taking... more cards.
Okay.
I feel like she's gone a little heavy on the cards.
Too heavy, probably. Yeah.
So number cards, skip 5. She'll take 4.
Okay.
And 1.
And she, as a result, does not get to take a second action.
Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry, Rachel.
Okay. Right. She's in the wrong spot for it.
All right. Our turn.
Okay. Not quite ready to launch yet.
Why not?
Oh, wait, we are?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, we have a person?
Yeah,
we have a built shuttle. Okay. Talk me into it. Let's do it.
All right, done. Let's launch. All right. So, let's see. Schedule. All right. So here we go. So this will come over. We'll do the new one.
Sure.
Or do we wait?
No. The new one is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that will go back.
Yep.
That comes in. We will place the progress cube there. We are going to pay the resources, so it's going to be 1 fuel. It will be
2 oxygen.
2 oxygen and 2 food.
Yep.
And then it's going to be the cockpit. It's 2 for every 3.
So 6 points.
6 points for that. So 3, 6. And we will load up. Now we can take some extras. That will go, and that will go there. And new cruise. all orange slide. There are no orange, so there will be one orange that comes out.
Why orange?
Because it's
that's
orange.
orange.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. All right, so we have launched. We are done. It is Rachel's turn. Rachel does not have anybody in space. She does have a worker. She will build. Hey, here we go. So she's going to complete one of her company goals now. So she is going up there.
Bumps us.
Here we go.
We decide what we want to take. Point.
Two ads.
I
now
see.
because of that. And here, a buck.
Cool.
And so she's going to build 2 segments.
Yep.
So the segments are going to be the first and second. And here we go. Now she's cooking with gas.
Opera theater and dining deck.
I think the dining deck should be closer to the engine, probably quieter up top. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, you want the acoustics good for that opera theater too.
Yeah. See, right.
Yeah.
Okay, now she has her 6th segment. Her 6th segment is going to be the first one there. So I'm just going to put that there to signify that. That's there. Okay. She has built segments. She will take a second action.
Yep.
Done. And refill the segments, please.
Sure.
Still 9. Still not building. We'll do that. And hey.
Speaking of.
So this is how that was the second one.
Yep.
So the second one is going to be. Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Yep.
So that one. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying it goes quick. So now this one will go out
into a technology.
And the technology will be number 4. So,
but she wouldn't do this one, right?
Correct.
So
she can't. Right.
So she just goes over to the next.
There you go.
Yep.
All right. So now it's our turn.
Is it our turn?
Why wouldn't it?
Did we get another turn? Was she finished?
Oh, okay. All right. She triggered the end of the game.
Yeah.
So first things that happen.
Yeah.
Everybody takes their workers back.
Okay.
So this happens just like in the multiplayer game.
Yep.
Everybody takes one additional turn.
Okay.
And then after that, everybody will advance in space or, advance any spot available forward that they want. And then we go into final scoring.
I see.
Okay.
So you could do all the days in space.
No, just one.
Just one. Okay.
So
cool.
Now it's our turn.
Yep.
So we have a normal turn.
Yep. Got a destination.
All right. Awesome. Shiffy. Glad you're enjoying it. Look, obviously Kinson Key and whoever sponsors the streams wants you to buy the game as long as you would enjoy it. Yeah. Our goal is just to show it off well. Yeah. Hey, is this something that will tickle your fancy? Because if you wouldn't enjoy it, they don't want you to buy it because then that would sour you on their games they make, and that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, best case scenario is a lot of people buy it, but they're all people for whom it's a good fit.
Right. And if not, then they're like, hey, I appreciate the way they ran the campaign, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. This game isn't for me.
That's right.
But maybe the next
one
one
for the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
Yeah. Oh, no, thank you. 3 funding bonuses right? We pulled 3 of her workers back.
So she gets 3 points.
Good call.
Yep.
TK, appreciate it.
We get none points because our workers are all back. Yep.
Okay, so we're going to go into space to start.
That's a destination.
So the destination is unlock the upgrade. Yep. So we will. So that'll be green. So this is you can bump your own workers. Mm. When you play a card, you also get the resource.
Play an agenda card?
Yes. And this is anytime you advance, you also get one of the bonuses.
Oh.
So yeah, that last one sounds good. And then we will go ahead and score that. That will be 1 ad for 4 points.
Cool.
For us. There we go. Done. And then I think we launch.
Well, right now the most lucrative of the 2 available is the middle guy, right?
For sure.
Yep.
Oh, we cannot launch. Glory to Rome.
Because we haven't scheduled one yet.
Correct. Yeah. That's the thing that always trips me up. To launch, you got to schedule.
Yep.
And when the game's triggered, the end game's triggered, you have to have one scheduled.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Well,
Gah. Oh, well. So now, what can we do?
Let's give ourselves the opportunity to get some reputation.
Right.
Right? Because we just did that thing where, like...
Yeah, we get extra
a thing,
stuff.
And...
There's that.
Mm-hmm.
So refilling the cards.
Also that one.
Also gets us 2 rep.
Yeah.
And that will get us money and, some extra little stuff here or there.
Yeah.
We can't get a 4th ship. We're not going to be able to get all of those out.
No way. So I think getting is better than spending right now.
I agree. So, we can't do this because we don't have a card?
Very good point. However, if we go here...
Yeah, we get the bump, but then we got to pay $2.
$1.
$1. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Per action.
Well, we would do 1 here and 1 here.
We don't have the card.
We don't have the card. Right.
Now, what we could do is go here and get a card. Oh, then what are the cards? Pay 1 to get resources in. That actually, that's when you go there. That's not great. Then discard all the agenda. Oh.
So we could do this one and then we could do this one. Yeah. Could do. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's it. All right, so we'll go there. We'll grab 2 cards. I see no reason to grab that. We will grab those 2. And then for the second action is fresh ideas. Gain a card, then discard all the remaining agenda cards and replace all agenda cards and gain all 4 agenda bonuses. So, cool. We can't gain a card, so we gain...
Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, I guess we're not really doing that. We're just
not that exciting,
doing that
yeah.
action. But you know what? These will help us for in-game stuff, so that's fine. All right, so 4 new cards.
Yep.
And we will get 2 rep.
2 rep,
and
which that crosses the 8-point threshold.
And $1. So that's $2. And then we get 2 rep or 2 advertising. And then we get 1 advertising, $1, and 1 resource of our choice. I like food. There we go. If you add a progress marker, get $5, gain a couple of ads, and then advertise the 2 different cruises.
Mm-hmm.
Pay 4 fewer when hiring an expert.
Situationally pretty amazing. Yep.
When placing your worker, if it's your only worker out here, gain $4. That is amazing early. So there we go. That's both of our actions.
Yep.
We're done. Our game is over except moving to 1 space.
We get to do that at the end, I guess.
That's it. That's all we get to do. All right, Rachel is up.
All right, her final action.
Yeah, or hey, she's going to launch. That makes sense.
Okay,
for her.
Mm-hmm.
So that is her first action, and that's the only action she's going to be able to take because obviously not placing out here.
Yeah.
And thematically, that makes the most sense.
Also wise, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So walk us through the steps.
Well, so she's going to choose the one that she hasn't launched yet.
Right, obviously, so she doesn't lose the 5 points.
That's
and
right.
by doing that, that's going to be her second ship.
Yep.
So now...
These just go in the overflow?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, welcome, Nerd Shelves. Appreciate it. Thanks for the raid.
Wait,
we're
it's actually this one, isn't it?
It is, in fact, that one. Right. She won't get that. We will get it, but I digress. Yeah. All right. So we are at the very end before final scoring, the very last action. So Rachel is launching. Go for it.
So she assigns in board. She chooses the cruise based on the number system and places it above the shuttle. So number system, she's going to choose number 3.
I would argue 4.
Okay, it's only if the first number is larger. Okay, so
there you go.
So she chooses the bottom guy.
She chooses this one, and that will go there.
Yep.
Okay.
Takes the guests.
Which there are none, so then walk us through.
Sell last-minute tickets to matching guest from the queue to fill up the cabin.
Okay, so that will be there.
Yep.
And then she will go through. There are no more green.
So we should follow rules for advertise for a cruise.
Okay, so advertising for a cruise. Select a cruise, one or more. She will move the next available. She will search the queue for matching guests. And then Second destination. If more guests are needed, she will repeat the pattern with the guest that costs 2. There are none. So she's then 3, and then she will grab
one from the hopper. Yeah,
there we go.
She doesn't mind paying whatever it costs to get those. Yep. All right. She places a progress cube.
Yep. Done. Oh no. Done.
Right. There we go. She pays resources. So she has enough resources to do the fuel. You remember she didn't last time.
Oh, right. So she
does now.
She has 4 fuel. She has 4, and so she has plenty for everything. Yep.
She scores the cockpits, and so she's going to get
now 4 base number, 7, 8, 9 points. 2 and 7 is 57.
Yep.
Okay.
She adds a launch tower token to her engine. So
which one?
She's going to always add the one that lets her. Yeah.
One of these at random, and it doesn't matter which because it's making the expert
That's
cheaper.
Right. And then the third time she launches, she would pick her 1 point token and turn it into a 2 point token.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Seriously, who doesn't love a good cruise?
And then liftoff.
All right.
Place one of her available crew members as the captain.
You know what? The expert is you know what?
I never get to go on these.
I never get to go on these. Yeah. You know what? He's going to backseat it.
Yeah.
And there we go. And
liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
that's awesome that you guys are cheering for Rachel. No, that's totally reasonable. Hey, who doesn't love a good underdog?
Yeah.
All right. She is launched.
Yep.
She is done. The game is now over. We have one last thing in space.
1 day in space?
Yeah, or literally you can choose any one spot forward.
Oh.
Now, we could theoretically
return home
to be able to get, but I think the day in space makes sense. So that is going to be, it matches 2. That's 2 points. That just seems
2 points is better than almost anything else we can do. Yep.
Now, Rachel does the same.
She's definitely going to want to score.
Yeah,
so she's going to want to go to that destination.
Go there. Yeah. This is going to come out onto her board. So let's move these over. I'm just going to move that there. In the leftmost space.
Yep.
Each of her 1, 2, that's going to be 4. That's 8 points
for her.
8 to 65.
Yep.
Done. Okay. That's it. Game over. Now we go into final score.
Right.
Oh, yeah, actually.
So third annual general meeting.
So no, follow this stuff.
Oh.
So now you go through. So here, you pull everyone back. Everybody takes one last turn, and then you can advance on space, okay?
Yep.
So now that that's done, now we are going to do this, which is convert everything we have left over, divide by 3 for points. Okay, so that's money, resources, ads, cards, and blueprints. We have 2 cards.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, none, and 11. Divided by 3 points.
Yep.
Okay, so those will go into the discard. Doesn't matter. That's fine.
Yep.
And now we will go through scoring. Who's leading in rep? That's us. So we get a virtual cube there. So now it is 2 for us times
4.
How many? 8.
Yep. Even
Rachel,
100.
Yep. Rachel
4 times 4.
16. 16 is 81. She's catching up. I'd just like to point that out. Okay. Yep. And then for other one. A moment. All right. So final round. She pulls her workers back, right? Takes her final turn. Advance, right? Choose stop. Okay. So she doesn't score supplies. We do the normal scoring. Then reputation as usual.
Okay.
So looking at this, we're going to score rep for both of us.
We score 8.
We score 8. She scores 3. I got you.
Yep.
Right there. Okay. And then Shuttle segments as usual. So we always do this worst to first. So we will do this.
Okay.
So shuttle segments. This is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11 to 95. Okay. And for us, ours are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. And then, shuttle segments, developments.
Okay.
Developments meaning columns. So she has 2 empty columns. We have 2 empty columns. It's net 0, but
each.
15. So 110, 33. Okay. And then finally, cockpits. She scores the victory points printed on each cockpit, plus the victory points on each segment, -5 for any. So it's just like when she launches.
Yeah, she's going to score a base 5 because she's got the top.
Right. So she gets 4, 5. Then she's going to do this again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11. Correct?
I
believe so.
Why would she score her segments twice?
Fair. Because we're about to just blow her out of the water.
I know, I hear that, but...
All right. So now, we are going to score our cockpits. That's 10. We'll just count it up total before you move it. So 10 for that.
Yep.
Then it's going to be 1 point for every segment. That's 16. And then here, we're at 12
so 8 more.
For another 8. So 24. 24 is 57. That's correct. That we do score it again.
Score it twice?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So sorry. That 6. Is 3, 4, 5,
so 11.
6, 7, 10, 11. There we go.
Okay.
So we smoked her like a pack of cools. 157 to 126.
Yep. With
a caveat. It's 2 of us playing at co-op.
That's right. We ganged up on her. It wasn't really fair.
Yeah. I guarantee it wouldn't have been that way if it would just been me.
Yeah.
And that was on medium difficulty. Now, a couple of things that I want to talk about. See all of this stuff here on the right? You're right. Yeah, right. Different ways you can adjust the difficulty. So, company goals, we played medium, but it could be 5 developments instead of 6, so she would have gotten that earlier. It could also be 5 segments built instead of 6, although that was the same time.
Yep.
So, fair there. And then 2 different shuttles launched. That was the same is what we did.
Yep.
Okay. The second action, we did do it that way. And then calling meetings is she gets a funding bonus for every worker returned and then resolves an action. So every time she called back, she didn't get an action that she, like we do, she didn't. And that, I think, makes a significant difference.
That makes a big difference, yeah.
And the other thing...
That's hard mode, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is she gains an additional funding bonus when experts are returned. And she wasn't doing that. So that would have also scaled as well. Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
She was playing a long game this time, and you just rushed the game a bit. Yeah. Like, if you look at it, we launched a bunch of tiny shuttles.
Yeah.
She was going a longer game.
Big shuttles.
But we ended it quicker than she was ready for.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happens sometimes.
Right.
In fact, I think that happened in our multiplayer stream of it, right?
Well, it does. I mean, I have never played this game multiplayer.
Right, fair.
But this game does seem like it's got a little bit of that Great Western Trail to it.
In what do you mean?
Well, to where expert play might involve rushing.
Yeah, potentially, right?
Yeah.
And also, there's a way, let me see the rule book real quick. In the back, there are other variants, like minor things. Let me find it. There's the mean board of directors. They give harsher penalties for not launching the shuttle that you built.
Oh, so not just -5?
Right. You just don't score the shuttle. That's massive.
That's
I
pretty
had
bad.
that happen in a game. There is also the epic game in which when you accomplish a company goal, instead of putting it in there, you just put it off to the side. So these are strictly launches. Which would have benefited
That would have benefited
Rachel,
her. Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And you can also, on the flip side, play the short game, because the short game is you add a neutral cube to each of these, and it just accelerates the game that much
faster.
more.
Yeah, that would have ended a lot earlier
Okay.
if that we did that way. That's cool. It's fun that there's a bunch of different ways to play it.
Oh, and TK says also crazy hard mode, or is I like to think of it as heavy cardboard mode, which is what I was doing, by the way. So you're welcome to use that term in there. TK is we can add that she does 2 cards every time, period.
Yeah, that would make her a lot harder.
Really
Yeah,
hard,
because I think she's at best 50 chance to do the 2 actions in the way it's currently set up. So.
Yep. All right, that's a wrap. If you're a patron, hey, we'll do a little roundtable afterwards here in a little bit.
Cool.
You got time for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's a wrap. A huge thank you to TK and Colton and everybody over at Kinson Key for sponsoring the stream, providing us with the prototype, and it sounds like providing us a prototype for HeavyCon as well. So
Sweet.
really
Great.
appreciate that. Thanks to everybody that watched. Hopefully y'all found this useful and informative, and whether or not it helps you one way or the other for back in the game. If so, check out the link down below. Certainly appreciate it. We would appreciate it if you like and subscribe on the video. Maybe support us over on patreon.com/HCHQ. Really looking forward to honestly playing this more. I think there's a lot of game here to explore. So I'm Edward.
Ken.
Hey, really appreciate y'all, and thank you also for taking the time to do this. So, plus now you
I feel like I played it. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So there you go. All right, y'all have a good one. Take care, everybody.